It's your Blink. Welcome to the show. If you're doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. Let's get the tower going. I'm excited. I'm down. Let's freaking go. I hope it's gonna work because I have a lot of videos uploading on YouTube, so the sword might be lagging a little bit. It's okay. It's okay, man. Good. I hope it works. Gonna be filming some videos as always. But hey, should be pretty simple. Let's get into it. I'm a bit nervous because I lost the account for G Eternal. There you go. It's very dark outside. Good. 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 Okay, perfect. Anyway, it's cold outside. Okay. What? Yeah. I died. I spawn, I die. I spawn, I die. Should I grab my shit before I went to get something? Okay, good. Okay, good. Good. Let's see, somebody talks. Leveling the new mod. Slack. Good. Slack. Let's just do this one. That was done. Ooh, let's go. Monolith. Already monolith with the crown. Okay, so now I need my computer. I lost the account of G Eternal, which is terrible. Terrible. Okay, it's 806. Wake up. Don't link, get your way in, quick little commercial. Because the walkers are having a wonderful day on this 1925. And it's cold day. My father called me, said, hey, come over for supper. Gonna help me out with some renovation. I'll pay for lunch. So I said, okay, no problem. We woke up a little bit earlier than we're used to. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna film this. I'm gonna be doing as much as possible. Then we're just gonna take a break and sleep a little bit, and then we'll continue making content. And at the end, it should be the same as we're doing usually. So pretty simple. Got bag of chips. We got two plates with our. I got one plate of our. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So let's get fucking going. Don't link, it's people in welcome to the show. This is welcome to having a wonderful day on this 1925. There is a beautiful, beautiful weather outside. It's supposed to be a sunset, so I want to film the sunset. There's no sunset, so it's not a big deal, but still. Enjoy. Shush. Don't think, it's your Blink, welcome to the show. And then welcome to having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. Then we're going to do something special. We're going to be doing a short review of the second movie of Trailer Park Boys. If a movie I can do short, it's this one. I've watched it the most. I had a gift card, iTunes card, and I still have my iPod. And the only movie that I bought that I could buy was Trailer Park Boy, Countdown to Liquor Day. So I know this movie in and out. From Ricky and Julian coming back from the jail, having some business. Ricky wanting to be on his own, really going forward with his schooling, and how important his family is. We also get to see a fully grown Trinity. So it's cool because you get to see how much the show changed, you know? So we're using those characters, and they're, you know, and you see those characters that are growing up, and at a certain point you have a kid that grew up with the show. So I thought it was a really, really nice int. The fact that there's two parks, one nicer part of the park, the older part of the park. This movie seemed to be more centralized around Julian, in the sense of Julian was always the main character of Trailer Park Boys. So like season 1, they were supposed to follow him. So him dealing with failure and being the guy that's not able to. And it's really because we're also looking for work ourselves. So we're feeling a lot like Julian, like this guy who thought the world was his, but it's not his. The fact that we got a Tyrone that is getting close to the boys versus J-Rock, it was a nice change of pace because Tyrone finally got his moment to shine. But it was also a, hey, this guy's really cool. And, you know, and what the coolest thing is this movie happened a little bit after Corey and Trevor left the show. So there's kind of like a void in the atmosphere, the universe of the show. That was really cool. The plot where it's a Leahy, Randy versus Ricky, Bubble, and Julian. Bubble having a love interest, which is technically speaking the only love interest he had the whole fucking series, which is great. Once again, just the fact that Randy gets so close to the boys. It's crazy because Randy gets so close to the boys. The boys could be called like a bad influence, but Randy had a bad influence with Leahy. They're two opposites, right? And the right way is the middle. And then we're seeing Ray and how often we see Ray, which is also really good. It is a great movie. It is fun. There's a lot going on. It's a lot more dramatic than Trailer Park Boys. However, the stakes feel bigger than feels bigger than the first movie. It feels like there's a more at stake than meets the eye. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the commentary show. We are doing well because I'm having a wonderful 19th May 2025. We're a bit tired. But there's a lot of things to do, so fuck being tired. Let's get to work. Let's get to do what we need to do and be hopeful about the future. Today we're tasting Lay's Poppable sea salt. So technically speaking, this is the last one that we had. We had a vegetable. We had cheddar. We had holy shit, white cheddar. We had white cheddar vegetable, we had sweet potato, and now we're having sea salt. So these looks amazing. I'm a fan of Poppable. Basically one of Lay's sub-series. It's kind of cool. Something kind of new, there's a lot of flavor. But this is more so a gimmick. The taste isn't as important as the way the Poppable feels. It's more a texture play. It's like a chocolate bar like Aero. Aero, we look at the texture versus the flavor, right? And add. So with these, I'm actually quite excited to taste them because this is the last one. They might release more, but this would be one of the only, if not the only, complete series that we've done, which is crazy. The snack you love to pop. From their unique shape and hairy crisp to that perfect sea salt flavor, Lay's Poppable sea salt flavor snack are seasoned inside and out to light up your snack every Poppable bite. Super cool. This is one of the only times that I see Lay's trying to sell you something with a description, which is possibly them following trends that every chips have this description in the background. So this is kind of cool. It's also Lay's making an effort to sell these. You cannot get mad at a seller for trying to sell you something. You can be mad at a seller for selling you a shit product, but not mad at him trying to sell you something, because that's his job. Lay's is a company made in Canada. We love that. The smell is the same as usual. Extremely fried. I know exactly, without the flavor of the sea salt, with the sea salt flavor, I know exactly what these are going to taste without tasting them. That's a plus, that's a minus. You want to have a surprise. You want to taste something, not, well, I know it's going to be, I'm just confirming. However, like I said, that's the simplicity of the product, and that's not a bad thing per se. Mmm. Mmm. Really nice. Really nice. Mmm. Mm. I'm tired as fuck, dude. Mmm. Mm-mm. Really nice. Mmm. They're less salty than I would have expected. The Lay's, right? And less salty, but still flavorful. Just the taste of fries, and the same texture as other. Not the most original experience ever. Still very, very enjoyable. They're light, they're puffy, they're crunchy. The experience of Bubble doesn't get old. This is something that you, well, okay, you know, chocolate is a really good flavor. I think if I would have to choose, I would possibly go with white cheddar for flavor, or sweet potato because it's so different. No. See, it's hard because sweet potato is really rare company that does chip with sweet potato. It's a bit harder to, logically speaking, potato pretty bland. Potatoes are pretty bland. Well, when it comes to adding a flavor, this is easy. It's super easy to do. With sweet, it is a bit harder. But all in all, like I said, not the most original, pretty enjoyable. It's not because you want them to be it's not because you want it to be a bit more complex as a product. You embracing the simplicity, you're loving the simplicity, but it just feels too simple. Like after a couple, I'm already like, okay, well, this is something we already felt, it's something that we already experienced. The taste is nice, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I wish I could say more about it. I wish I had a better way to describe it. This product, you're gonna see, once you taste it, I mean this in a positive way, but once you're gonna be tasting one popsicle, you're gonna be knowing every single other popsicle. You're gonna be able to understand. The flavor too, the flavor aren't anything that is crazy. For example, white cheddar, you know what white cheddar is supposed to taste like. The sweet potato, once again, is a completely different experience because the sweet potato is sweet, right? Otherwise, yeah, vegetable are nice, but I don't know. I'm disappointed for sure. Because you see, the way to do it, the fries, because of the extreme thinness of this, it's really like a sponge. It really absorbs the oil in the fries. You know when you have a fry that is soggy, it's too oily, that's what it feels like, right? We just had, my father invited me for supper because he had some reservation to do. We just had some fries, and those fries were crunchy, and they're delicious. And those fries were 1,000 times better than those chips. And they're both fries, they're both made from potato, they're both salted. So yeah, sucks, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Don't link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to having a wonderful day on this 19 May 25. Today we're talking about a video for the gaming channel. As you know, we're doing some gaming videos. You're gonna see me working on a computer. So what we're doing is we have clips on YouTube. I need to post them, I need to put a name on them. So it's a lot of work, but it's more tedious than hard, you know? It's a lot of work. However, we're talking about, this is the subject that I talked about before. But I have an opinion, and you're seeing slowly but surely going over, and I don't know. Whatchamacallit? It's yeah, it's so tough. Because on one side, you know it's gonna happen, and you have your opinion, and the more it happens, it doesn't mean that your opinion changed. My opinion haven't changed. Technically, this is gonna be so similar to the video we did in the past, but at the same time, it's becoming more and more of a reality. It's becoming closer and closer. If I have to give an example, we're talking about job in the workshop that'll be replaced by a robot. We know it's gonna happen, we just don't know when, but it's going on sooner than we expected. So long story short, we're talking about mobile gaming. So in my opinion, and it's funny because I've been doing a lot of videos about mobile gaming, about AFK, about different kind of game, and with mobile gaming, it is insane because we're getting it's so interesting but so complicated at the same time. We're getting so many video games released at the same time, and with mobile gaming, of course, there's less coding, they're less complicated. You'll never get a mobile game that is as big as like Elden Ring and shit like that, right? But there's still the limitation of constantly being pushed. We know that every single year there's a new phone, it's stronger, and we also know, and that's the crazy part, we also know that making a video game can take more than 1 year. So imagine. This is how much of a nerd we're taking to a girl, she is a nerd too, so I'm gonna flex here. I was watching a documentary on Ratchet & Clank, right? And Ratchet & Clank, and people were saying how did they do to make such evolved game in the PS2? Well, they put code everywhere, so in the lease agreements and the credit, they put some code in there so for the game to work, which is insane. Nobody will ever do that again. And they were able to do something that was crazy good. And with gaming on mobile, it's like that. You're saying game. Like, for example, Genshin Impact, the reason why Genshin Impact was so popular was because it was so ahead of its time when it came to mobile gaming, you know? It's insane. It's insane when you realize, and you even start to think about, dude, it's insane. That is completely nuts. You're seeing the games and you're seeing them come out, and now I was talking about Genshin Impact, right, and how good it was. Well, now it's constantly games that you want to play on mobile, and you want to play, and it's becoming better and better and better. Then the mobile gaming will take over like really soon. Because like I said in the previous video, it's always about you having the phone on yourself. Everybody has a phone, everybody has a console, but now it's becoming everybody has time to game on their phone. Not everybody has time to game on a console. Imagine you're in the bus. You can't game on your console, you can game on your mobile. Imagine you're on break. You can't game on your console, but you can game on your mobile. So the games are becoming more and more. And of course, there's a greed there because it's a new market. People are throwing themselves at it. But it's straight up amazing. And it's kind of the Wild West because I was playing a game 2 months ago that was called Enigma of Sepia. Now, Enigma of Sepia doesn't exist anymore because it was taken from other game. I'm playing this other game which is called... oops, I made a mistake. Give me a sec. I made a mistake. See, Enigma of Sepia was like that. We had this other game that was All-Star Warrior, which was, again, with anime characters. It was taken away. We were talking about a game called Final Fantasy Z, right? And Final Fantasy Z was one of the first that did that. And what they did was they made it on purpose to have intellectual property of other companies. Like, for example, they have iPod, they have Troll. You know, it's risky, legally speaking, but all you have to do is take the money, go away, and say, hey, I'm broke. I can't reimburse you. So these people actively make game, even though they know that it will only last 2 or 3 years, right? And because they know that they'll make more money in 2 or 3 years, it takes them to make the game. There's still a profit. If your profit is your cost, is the amount of cash that people pay versus your cost, minus your cost, that's equal profit. They're still able to have a great profit, and this makes you realize just how profitable mobile gaming is. And the more profitable it is, the more companies are going to get involved in there. As I mentioned this before, and I'm going to repeat myself. Genshin Impact was a game out of 100 out of 1,000 of its quality, but now you can easily see other games that are following the trend. You're seeing Honkai Star Rail, you're seeing Wuthering Wave right now. And what is actually insane is the whole gaming world is looking at this. It's a collaboration. I'm playing this game called Soul Striker. They have a collaboration with Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist is not only a great piece of media, but they're also never doing collabs. And to me, this is kind of scary because I'm like, dude, this is a lot of powerful mobile gaming, right? And also, my problem with mobile gaming is there's less regulation. It's a bit more predatory, right? Anybody, like when it comes to mobile game, to console gaming, we're now playing Elden Ring. Now, if you didn't know, Elden Ring is a game from software. So if Elden Ring was having, I'm out of shape. If Elden Ring was having some rules or some actions that were considered to be predatory, everybody would be like, oh, fuck, from software, right? But these mobile companies, they almost don't exist. And I know this is crazy. Of course they exist. Of course they're real. But it's not as, again, simply you being able to say, well, I made this game, I'm in and out, I made my money, I don't need more money, is simply crazy. See, we're offline, and that's why it stopped. It is ballistic. It is out of this realm of understanding, out of the realm of this makes sense or just doesn't make sense. I would have never thought about somebody doing something as a quick cash and grab for mobile gaming, for gaming in general. Cash and grab. So we kind of saw this. We kind of saw this, but in a different way. We kind of saw this in a way of you promise something. You promise something, and the way it works is actually quite smart. The way it works is really. Oh, and it is the journey so far. I love it. So yeah. So it's. You would get false advertisements. You say this game has amazing graphic, and look about this choppy. It doesn't look good. Now with mobile gaming, all you need to do, and it's actually quite smart. What you do is you take intellectual property. So you take games like Soul Leveling, you take games like Naruto, you take a game like One Piece. Now these games, they don't really have, so Naruto, except for Ninja Storm, they don't really have a great app. One Piece, they don't have a great application. What they do, they'll just do that. They'll just use those property rights, and then they'll come up with it. They'll come and they'll use that. And in the same way, there's 3 very specific things they can do. You don't want to play the game because the game is shitty. We're giving you a character that you love, and we're giving you a good game. You don't want to pay characters. So for example, a game like Diablo, right, who have a skin for Berserk, and the skin is 160. I could do a game that is similar to Diablo that costs way less to produce. I would put the game at I would put the skin at $9, right? And then Blizzard would actively go against me financially. So what I would do, I think all the money that I would do is launder it or even spend it, or, you know, I don't know. Laundering is pretty much the best way to do it. Then I would say, oh, I'm out of money, I'm sorry. I would bankrupt, create another company, and then say, hey, I'm a different company, I'm not making this game. It's amazing. Currently speaking, right now we're playing a game called Final Fantasy. Now, Final Fantasy is actually quite special. It's really, really, really special because, like I said, what they did was and this is the first time I saw that, and I think it's the first time people saw that. So they did this game, and they knew from the get-go that they would have legal problems. So they did a game, and they never mentioned that this game was going to go out of service. So we had this game for 3 years, and then they said, unfortunately, we're not making enough money. We prefer closing the server because it's costing too much in upkeep. But now I have this game downloaded, and it's another company, so they bought the rights for Final Fantasy. They bought the rights. Now, technically speaking, that is not true. So it could have been the same company. It could have been Nanu, which is the person that created the game. And now, what they did, which is fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. I'm telling you, there's no way that you don't think that this is incredible. You can't watch ad on the game. You can't connect to the server on the game because the server doesn't exist anymore. However, you can buy some skin. You can buy some skin and they'll cash the money out. And this is incredible. This is incredible. Just thinking about it, it makes your blood boil because there's no legal aspect to it, right? You're thinking about Sujin making a game, like Sony making a game. Who's gonna go against Sony? I'm talking about Nathan Drake. We're gonna go against Naughty Dog. It's insane. It's insane to think that a big studio would do it. But a small studio, there's no risk. So there's a very predatory. And again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but predatory equal money. And a lot of companies are saying there's a lot of like gaming on mobile. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing this as, again, there's so many great games that are coming out on mobile. I'm gonna be completely honest. So whenever I have like a depression, or whenever I have a amount of week or amount of months that I don't want to stream, what I'll do, I'll do some mobile gaming because I don't have to do some clips, and it's easier for me, right? And it happened a couple of times. I was in depression, I was playing the tower. I went to another depression, I was playing the tower. I went to a third depression, I was playing mobile game, X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't matter which one. Like, for example, when I was playing 2, I had a depression. I was playing Final Fantasy. And for the first time ever, which is completely insane to say, I'm able to say I have enough mobile game of quality to only focus on mobile gaming. And you're the content creator, mobile gaming is such almost a miracle because, for example, I make content and I want people to watch a video, right? So what would be an easy way for you guys to watch a video? Well, I would take a video game that is very accessible. So I'll take a mobile game. Now, technically speaking, the problem we have is Xbox versus PlayStation. It's been a generational now problem. There's people that prefer Xbox and they don't care about the PlayStation game. And people that play PlayStation that don't care about the Xbox game, right? Mobile game, everybody has a mobile. And most companies, they'll do like a game exclusively for Android, exclusively for Android, exclusively for iPhone. Both of them works really well, and both of them are in a case of, well, there's enough user. There's enough user to make money. There's still enough user. And then what they'll do, which is even better, they'll do cross-platform. So this would be the perfect game. So I'm able to play on my phone, I'm able to play on the PS4, I'm able to play on the computer. I always have excuse to play, right? So they do a lot of content, but they also get a lot of money. The game gets bigger. So mobile gaming is actually kind of scary because of how fast it's evolving. And I think it's always been evolving, but I think people are noticing now because of the quality of the game. It is super easy. And I just want you guys to think, okay? And we're gonna go far. I don't like my hair today. If I'm playing with it a lot. Since Amazon, and I'm not pointing fingers at Amazon, but I'm just saying, since Amazon exists, how much more have you bought? Because all you have to do is like go on Google, look at the product, oh, it's an Amazon, is buy it. You're playing video games, and usually you'll do microtransaction, but then you won't, because you're at work, you won't do microtransaction, right? So what you'll do, which is as crazy, is you'll go and as this itch, buy something. And then that's work, and you're like, okay, no problem. If you had it with your phone, all you have to do is click, click, click. There's moments when I bought something in a game, I had instant regrets. I never had this on Fortnite, I had never had this on XYZ. I had this on mobile gaming, right? So it's very dangerous. And I'm telling you right now, in 5 to 10 years, you're seeing already. You're seeing already the Huawei. The Huawei. That's embarrassing, but the Huawei Treefold that just came out, I better think than my laptop. Better think than this, right? Now, there's games that would be able to run on this. I'm talking about Marvel Rival, I'm talking about Warcraft 3. They would work so well on the Trifold. So they're powerful enough to run games. See, I thought about this before. Mobile gaming, in my opinion, in 2012 was so great because all you had to do was download an emulator and play games that already existed, that had little to no requirements when it comes to the CPU and shit like that, right? Now, the craziest thing is there's a game I'm playing on a computer that I'm not able to play on this tablet. Now, this tablet is 2021. So yes, it's old, but at the same time, it's not that old. Which, it is a tablet, it's not a phone. So, it's going fast, it's going really, really, really fast. And, it's tough. It's tough. It's really tough. Because, and I think as a content creator, it's tougher because you want to cover a lot of things. So, for example, right, I was hearing about Path of Exile 2. So I went in to check it out at the price because it looks like a really cool game. And I saw Path of Exile 1 was free. So I said, okay, let's download it. And I've been playing. It's an amazing game, and it's really, really good. So, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with mobile games. And I deleted them. I re-downloaded them. Diablo Immortals, we deleted it and replayed it for 4 times because it's such a good game and it's so addictive. At the same time, you're seeing the way they're doing it, and like, oh, that's predatory. Yeah. With mobile gaming, you're gonna see. All this to say, mobile gaming will take the lead very soon. I'm telling you. And it's not because there's also timing in there. So, for example, when you look at TikTok, why did TikTok blow up? Because TikTok was the right thing at the right time. But there's more than that. So during the PS5, when it came out, there was so many problems. It was too expensive. There was not a lot of it. So those people that were playing PlayStation were keeping the PlayStation 4. Some of them they didn't have the PlayStation 4 anymore because they sold it to buy the PS5. So those people turned to mobile gaming because they weren't going to buy a PS4 again. They turned to mobile gaming and made them happier. And to me, that's insane. That is insane. Just like a game like we're playing right now, Arknight. Arknight is 7 years old. A game that is 7 years old. Now, just to put you in the space, Fortnite is 9 years old. I think, I'm not sure. So just there, that's crazy. And Fortnite has took such a place in the culture. At the same time, Arknight made enough money to be after 7 years and still be like, yo, we're profitable, let's continue, right? And to me, that's insane. To me, that's beautiful. I feel like I'm complaining, but there's actually quite a lot of advantages for the mobile game. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you play. It doesn't really matter how you play. It doesn't really matter how you play. I think customer satisfaction is achievable on every single platform, at every single time, every single place, right? As long as the customer is happy, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? But then I'm seeing people promote a lot of games that are gambling games, and when you look at those games, they're where? They're on the phone because it's like regulation. So that's why I have a little bit more of a problem. But that's the far west. There's gonna be more rule and regulation for the phone mobile game, then the games are gonna be less fun. I don't know. It's tougher. It's tougher. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. So you're already empty.
Don't make it events. All right, welcome to the Vulcan.
Just having. Don't think it's your blanks. Welcome to the Computer Show. Considering welcome to having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. We just finished a video on mobile gaming, and the first thing I see is something that's incredible, and it's Persona 5 The Phantom X. And we're talking about a fully fledged Persona game, something as big or almost as big as Persona 5, which to me is mind-boggling. And again, I was talking about how mobile gaming was taking more on the surface of the gaming industry and more part of the whole thing. For example, you used to be able to think about mobile gaming and it was three things: was Nintendo, Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony. I don't know, let's do Switch, let's do PS4, and let's do Xbox. And mobile gaming wasn't part of it, but now we're having fully fledged game like Persona 5 Online, and to me that is mind-boggling again, because I cannot believe that we're gonna get that. So wow, holy. Now I'm not sure, I want to specify that I'm not sure that it's a as big of a game as Persona, but still I'm actually quite excited. So that could be something cool, that could be something cool to cover. We could be doing something as a mobile game, and Persona 5 X the covering, it would be super cool. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the third show. Doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. We're about to be making some new videos. I know it's pretty dark outside, but there's 2 videos left. So let's just do them and have a good time and just enjoy life a little bit, right? Today we're talking about the job search. So you guys know that I've been looking for work. You know that I've been with the agency for a couple of months, but the agency's not working. It is really, really bad. I haven't talked about it because I didn't want to complain about it, but since we're on the subject of being truthful and open about what's going on in my professional life, let's abort the subject. Let's talk about it, right? The agency, when I was younger, was the shit. Because what I could do is I could just leave. There's no consequences. I could come in. If I needed to work, they were there. If I didn't need to work, I wanted to relax, no problem, right? The agency was also... No, I was a different person. I was a very different person. I was a person that didn't have a lot of self-love, didn't have a lot of self-respect, didn't have a lot of self-confidence, right? So when the agency came in and they were like, well, you're not working, there's actively a period where I was going hungry because the agency wasn't calling, right? And now I'm starting to see the agency in a different sense, and I've started to see the agency in a different way for about a month now. The agency feels like they know they have leverage. The agency feel like they have. And for the agency, my past experience was different because my past experience was extremely unique. I was at agency, yes, but I was with one agent. And that agent was a friend of mine. He was a really good dude. So I didn't really deal with the agency. I dealt with this person, and they dealt with the agency, and they would hook me up all the time. But on this period of time, it does feel bad. It does feel horrible. It does feel awful because it feels like they have leverage, and it feels like they're using the leverage. They're talking to me about, hey, I don't have anything this week. Oh, good luck for next week. And I'm like, dude, you're the person that I'm trusting to find me a job, and your answer to I really need to work is good luck for next week. It's not the most reassuring, and it's about speech. It's all about the way you're talking, the way you speak things, but it's not reassuring. Now, technically speaking, is it their job to reassure me? No, my job is to find me a job, right? But at that point, I feel pushy. I feel pushy, but I feel like I have to push versus something that is organic, something that is organic in the sense of hook me up and I'll hook you up. They don't do it for free. When I'm working, they make a salary, right? So I'm like, dude, don't you want to make money? Get me a job. You can take a cut. I don't care. But get me a job. And it's just like, no. And I don't like this relationship of power. I don't like this relationship of power. I think that if I was in a position of power, I would feel uncomfortable. And I don't feel like they're feeling uncomfortable. I feel like in their eyes, it's just common thing. And the agency are often, very often, talking to and working with people that are desperate. Now, I am desperate, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I had work experience, right? They work a lot with people that just arrived to Canada. They work a lot with people that are newly arrived immigrants. And I'm like, they don't really have a choice. But with me, I know the governmental project. I know there's actual things that are put in place for income. I'm not desperate, but I would rather work, right? You're not allowing me to work because you're not finding me a job. And with agency work, even if I wasn't a good worker, there's another company. For them, it's not so much about, okay, well, there is this mentality of agency worker that they're kind of shitty. Right? They're kind of shitty. So there is good. Okay. I don't like my hair today, so my apologies for that. There is a understanding that agency worker aren't the best worker, right? They're temporary, they're seasonal. They'll work for a couple of months and then we'll get rid of them. They're not employees, right? So even if I'm not the best worker, it is kind of not necessarily understood, it's kind of expected. Like with PCT, when I got hired, they're like, you've been with us for a year, you're loyal as fuck, so we like you. I hate my hair today, but I have 2 videos to do, so I'm not gonna, yeah. You know, I'm not gonna complain about it too much, but yeah, it feels bad, dude. It feels really bad. It feels really bad that I'm in a position where I'm depending on people that I don't feel are dependable. Right? There's also the whole showcase of there's a 3 men. There's me, the worker. There's the employer, and then there's the middleman, and that middleman needs to be cut, right? But that middleman is a resource for the employer, and it's a resource for the employee. So although it's a middleman, it is one of the most, if not the most important person of the triple relationship. I feel bad, so I kind of step back from agency. So the plan of agency, there's 2 things. It's either temporary work, or they're sending you a place and they'll find you a good job. And then if you do a good enough job, that job will hire you. And then you got the agency. The agency will say, hey, you have a contract with us, so you're allowed to be hired after 800 hours. So you have to give 800 hours before they even think about hiring you, which is kind of the norm. So yeah, so this is technically what I'm seeing with the agency. So for work, now work has been very complex. I've been applying, and it's weird because, and I mentioned this before in the video, it's kind of selling yourself. You're selling yourself and you're saying, hey, this is what I can offer you. It's like a relationship also. You're saying, well, I can offer this, I can offer this, I can offer this, I can offer this. And I got this other guy in mind, but I can offer this. He cannot offer you. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself in a vulnerable spot. And even the fact that I'm going to repeat myself, but the fact that you're looking for a job, you're still somewhat in a bad position because they have leverage. You need a job. There's 10 people. There's 10 people that are offering me their CV for this job. What makes you special? And then you're like, well, I can do this, I can do that. But in reality, it should be both. Like, you need the worker, I need the job, right? However, it is logic that there's more employee, there's employment, or jobs, or position, or position is actually good, right? There's people that are going to be, I feel like I'm in corner. I feel like I'm in a prey. I feel like I'm in a survival mode, and it shouldn't be in survival mode. I get that it's hard to find a job, but I forgot how hard it was. You know, I don't think you guys understand. I haven't been looking for work since, and that's a true story. I haven't been looking for work since we're seeing Crystal Atlanta. I just did a video on mobile gaming. What we're doing right now is we're listening to Honest Prank, but we're also posting videos on the internet. So yeah, we're working hard. So what happened is I was with the apartment. I was looking for a job. I became desperate. I found the agency. Now the agency was actually pretty good. I was like, okay, well they serve a pretty good purpose. I trust them. Then I worked with them. I think it was from I want to say 2014 to 2018, and then they sent me to PCT, and PCT hired me for 7 years, which brings us to 2025, which is this year. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. It's tough. You're putting yourself in a position. I hate being dependable. See, there's pride in there also. You're seeing yourself as this capable employees, and you're putting yourself as, hey, this is my CV. I'm available to start tomorrow, and then you wait and you wait and you wait, and then the company, they probably found somebody else. And then you got a second one, and then you got a third one, you got a fourth one, you got a fifth one, and then you start counting because there's so many, but all of these people are no. It's like being single, and to me, it's really a relationship. It is really, 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 really a relationship. It's like putting yourself on Tinder, on a dating website, right? And you're single, and you're like, you know what, I'm okay being single, and I don't need anybody. And like, you know what, I feel a bit lonely. So you put yourself on social media to find a girlfriend, to find someone, and then you're not having success, right? You didn't have more success when you were single. You just weren't aware of how unsuccessful you are. You think yourself like a good worker. You see, I see myself as a guy that works hard, and I'm able to say I work as hard as anybody on the platform. And you kind of feel entitled. Maybe I deserve a job because I'm a hard worker. You need to prove yourself. You need to give you a chance for that, right? And I feel like with the social economy right now, they have so many offers for a job. It's really hard. It's not going as well as planned. Last year, I could have done more effort to find a job, which is the truth. But never in my entire life, I would have thought myself not able to get a job. I thought it was going to be like that. Because again, I got an 8-year job. Most people, they have diploma. You see, in my mind, I think experience in the field is more than diploma, right? I was seeing this job on Indeed right now, today, I'm at my father's house, and I found a job in the Shein. Like, you know what, that could be cool. So I found this job on the Shein, right? And I apply. And at the end, they wouldn't even let me they wouldn't even give out my resume because I didn't have the requirement needed. They needed 4 years using a specific program, and I didn't have that. I didn't have 1 year, I didn't have a day. But they wouldn't even allow me, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I was looking at it with my father, and my father's like, hey, what the fuck are you talking about? There's jobs. And there's job everywhere. I'm like, yeah, but look where it's located. Valleyfield, Shadowgate, really far places. And you're like, fuck, dude, this is Anjou. This is really far, right? So there's an illusion that's going on of there's a lot of work that's available when there's a lot of work where, yeah, there's an illusion of a lot of job available when the illusion is how many of those jobs are realistic for you? How many of those jobs are close enough for you to go to work to? How many of those jobs you have the requirement for? How many of those jobs give you enough to survive? How many of those jobs can you do long term? How many of those jobs are currently hiring? How many of those jobs you see yourself at long term because you need to work? Absolutely. But if you give me the choice between a job that I will do for 1 year and a job that I will do for 5 years, I will do for 5 years. People don't understand and people don't value security of job. The PCT job, although I wasn't always happy, I wasn't miserable. I could have never thought it was gonna be closing. I thought it was gonna get by, but when it closed, I was like, holy shit, there's no with the content. And then my father kept repeating, if it didn't close, you would still be there, right? And he was right. He was right. There was a security of work, and knowing that I can come back on Monday, there's a job. Knowing that I come back in 1 month and there's a job, there's a security, and you fall into this safety net, and you're like, well, I'm good. And now the safety net is out. You're putting yourself. I feel like a prey versus predator, and I'm like, oh, please take my CV. Please give me a job, kind sir. And I talked about pride before, but this is not where pride hurts. I don't mind asking for a job. I don't mind begging for a job. If I need to beg to pay my bills, I'll bill. What I had a problem with, what I have a really big problem with is I have a problem with begging in the sense that I'll come to a boss and I'm like, please sir, I need a job, I need to survive, I really need a job. And I think once again, I think that's natural, but another way I feel like I'm not asking you for a handout, I'll work for it. Give me a job, I'll work for it, I'll work harder than you are. I'm not asking for favors, I'm asking for a handout, I'm asking for a chance. And that's really tough. It affects the moral, it affects your self-confidence. You think you're this okay worker, but you're not this okay worker, you're not even close to being an okay worker. And that's tough. That it's tough to admit, that it's tough to envision, that it's tough to accept. We'll see how it goes, but for now, it's not looking good. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy, peace. Don't link, it's your boy Ink, welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this, 20th, May 25. It goes fast. It is insane how fast it goes. So they're going to be making some videos. But before, let's play The Tower. Huh? You thought it was going to be a normal video? No, it's a Tower video. Okay, cool. Okay, on the list we have, next on the list is, 6. There you go, EDP, EDP. Then we're going to be playing more of the tower because we have to figure out how to do the kick. So, we'll see. There you go. So, ooh la la. Good. See the noise? Crazy, huh? Good. Range enemy, okay. Range enemy, no problem. Because I do have a lot of range. So we're good. How many did I have 3 here. Okay, let's go. Oh shit. Better do one video. Schneezel. Schneezel. Part 3. Don't link is you link. Welcome to the computer show. Living well because having a wonderful day on this. Oops, I forgot something. On this. See, this is what happens when you start streaming, start filming on an impulse. You haven't done anything. There you go. You see, we didn't even click one of them. So don't forget to welcome to the computer show. Living well because having a wonderful day. I'll be filming a couple of videos. We can see that we have this. We do one set of videos and after we do another set of video. So we'll see how it goes. I'm extremely excited to start with that. The weather is completely shitty. I didn't see the sun in legit 3 days. Okay. Excellent, it's alright. Good. Moving on. Salut, c'est Anthony, j'espère que c'est une belle journée. J'espère que ça va bien en ce 20 mai 2025. Aujourd'hui, on se fait une petite partie de vidéo. Là, je vais voir quelque chose qui est assez terrible. On va voir quand ça va marcher, mais c'est sûr que ça va être plus difficile. Mon ordi a pété hier parce qu'il n'y avait pas d'électricité. Aujourd'hui, on fait une petite dégustation. On fait des petits saucissons français. On parle de la région. On parle des saucissons de Lyonnais, des mini Lyonnais. Excellent apéritif. La Maison Fayard, on a goûté les Maison Fayard hier. Ils étaient délicieuses. Mais vraiment bonnes. Fait que j'étais content de goûter à ceux-là. On va voir qu'est-ce qu'il y en est. On va voir qu'est-ce qu'il y en donne. J'ai goûté la Maison Fayard, puis j'ai goûté la Maison de Savoie. La Maison de Savoie était un petit peu meilleure. Elle n'avait pas beaucoup. Et puis, j'ai un clou près de moi. J'ai un clou. J'ai entendu l'histoire 3 fois. Mais on va rajouter à ça. Qu'est-ce qu'on a goûté? On a goûté Savoie normale, Savoie courbée, Fayard en boule. J'avais un de mes patrons. C'est une boulangerie. Puis le patron, lui, il était français de France. Un patron terrible, avec une connaissance culinaire incroyable. Puis c'est une boulangerie, mais on a des produits de qualité. On parle de vraiment bon fromage, de vraiment bonne saucisse, de l'huile de trèfle, qui était, de ma foi, divine. Puis souvent, qu'est-ce qu'il faisait? C'est que le produit était proche de la population. Je me disais, c'est froid dehors. Ça prend toute la journée. Lui, qu'est-ce qu'il faisait? C'est qu'il disait, bon, regardez, ces produits-là, on va les perdre bientôt. C'est que si vous les voulez, c'est à vous. C'est que c'est là que je commence à goûter des saucissons comme ça. On a des bons saucissons au Québec, mais rien comme ça. Pourquoi? C'est vraiment des saucissons traditionnels. C'est vraiment des saucissons d'une certaine date, d'une certaine époque. On fait plus ça. Comme, admettons ici. C'est quoi la date? Il faut dire, mais ça va depuis 1930. Fait que vraiment, puis c'est un art qui est quand même un peu perdu. Fait que oui, les saucissons sont très bons. Il y a beaucoup de saucissons qui sont incroyables. On parle de Calbessa, on parle de beaucoup en fait. Je sais même pas où commencer dans qu'il y en a. Fait qu'aujourd'hui, je l'ai goûté à ça. Parce que j'ai acheté une coupe, j'ai acheté encore une fois les 3 que j'ai mentionné plus tôt. On va les goûter. Maintenant, les mini Lyonnais, qu'est-ce que j'aime beaucoup ici, c'est que Maison de Savoie, c'est vraiment la compagnie. La Maison Fayard, après, c'est ça. Les mini Lyonnais, c'est les premiers qu'on a une espèce de classification. On a la saucisse en tant que le saucisson, qui est petit. Fait que ça fait plusieurs, tu fais un sandwich. Un peu de beurre, c'est tout. L'odeur juste est incroyable. Mais vraiment incroyable. La petite poudre, je sais pas encore si c'est de la farine ou du sel. Maison Lyonnais. On goûte. C'est vraiment bon. Mais vraiment bon. Wow. C'est divin. Qu'est-ce que j'aime, c'est à quel point c'est similaire que j'ai déjà mangé. Et moi, c'est différent. Le goût est très très proche. Il y a besoin de manger la viande Savoie, mais très très proche. Je voudrais que la différence, c'est vraiment la grosseur. Les produits comme ça va avoir une carapace, une peau qui est très sèche, qui a le temps classique, moelleux, crémeux. Moelleux, on est moins que ailleurs. En comparaison, beaucoup plus mou. Le gras, qui est crémeux. Avec celui-là, t'as beaucoup plus de sensation du l'extérieur. Mais c'est parti séché. Mais en même temps, c'est meilleur. Il me parle de. Je me sors complètement. Pourquoi? Parce que. Il y a une bonne harmonie entre les deux textures. On dirait que c'est 50-50. Vraiment, mais vraiment. Un or là-dedans. Comme je l'ai dit plusieurs fois. Croque. Viande, la graisse qui coule dans la bouche. Salé mais pas trop salé. La graisse meilleure. La graisse était délicieux. Mais cela m'aide vraiment beaucoup. Incroyable. Mais vraiment. C'est la folie. De la folie. Je sais même pas. J'ai mangé quelque chose d'aussi bon que ça. Mais sincèrement, j'ai mangé quelque chose d'aussi bon que ça. La perfection. Les autres, j'ai vraiment l'impression que dans un sandwich, juste avec du beurre, avec le pain, croustillant. Ça fait du vin ceux-là. C'est une création, mais. Wow. J'en reviens pas. On va juste pouvoir dire que. On a pas de comme ça au Québec. Je sais pas. Vous voulez, je vais finir ça. Wow. Don't link, it's your boy, welcome to the show. Let me just get this ad open and welcome to having a wonderful day, morning, evening, whatever you want to call it. I think you had a good one. Today we're doing a specific review, we're doing a really cool review. We are tasting a new energy drink, we're tasting a new Rang. Rang, as you guys know, for the longest of time, I thought it was a subcategory of Monster. I want to take a little break because I just had these, and the taste is lingering in my mouth, and they were so good. I never had something that good. So, I wish I didn't have to wash it all the way. Not because this is not going to be good, I never had these to be honest, but still. So with Rang, which is really cool, it's not actually that it's its own company. It's not something that was really surprising. I was seeing a competition of Strongman with Eddie Hall, and one of the sponsors was Rang. I was like, okay, wow, okay, something big. Rang is a newer company. I think they have like 8 or 9, or even maybe 10 flavor. So when you are tasting a flavor of Rang, and it's a new one, it's a bit more. So Monster, although it's being the energy that I drank the most, I will never be able to drink them all, or to taste them all. Rang, I might be able to. In order, my favorites are possibly Rang Sherbet, Gummy Worm, Cherry Lemonade, which is really good, Fizzy Peach, and today we have Sour Gum Meat Worm. It's funny because we're watching Trailer Park Boys, and Bubble, that's his favorite candy, so almost a godsend, almost a fate. Rang, you see, Rang, they're just very specific company. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, when I tasted them, I was like, this is really similar to the blend of Monster, which is why I thought it was Monster. So the fact that they're very similar to my favorite brand is actually pretty good. The fact that they're so similar that I can't differentiate them. If somebody told me in comments, hey, Rang is something new, something is different, I would have never guessed it. So yeah, without further ado, let's taste it. Smell? Smells really nice. It smells really nice. It smells gummy wormish. I don't know if it would smell sour, but it does smell sour gummish. Holy. explosion of flavor. Today it's really cold outside, so usually when there's a warm weather, a cold drink is very soothing. But with this one, sorry, I'm having so many things playing in the background. I don't even know where it is. Posse TSD. Okay, good. So for example, right now we're having a video in the background, but there's six things that are playing at the same time. I don't know where it is. Anyway, Posse T. Is that it? There you go. Found you. Okay, perfect. So, like I was saying, when it's really warm outside, something that's cold is really refreshing, and you tend to give a bit more point because of the general feeling to it. Now that it's cold outside and you don't really need the cold, it's like it doesn't feel as good. It's still really delicious. I gotta give point out here for the flavor. The flavor is mesmerizing. The blend is already sour. So although I would prefer something a bit more sweet, a bit more salty. I had a salty actually yesterday that was delicious. It's a bit more salty. It's a little bit of an harmony. The sour on sour, because it is sour gummy worm, is really nice. Oh yeah. There's some Dray point. There's a bit of negativity. And negativity wise, I'm tasting out the sour. But it takes much place, I'm not really tasting the gummy worm flavor. Now, because I know it's gummy worm, my brain can reproduce the effect of having gummy worm in my mouth. I can be like, yeah, I know how it's supposed to feel, so I can recreate that feeling. But I'm tasting a lot more sour. And it's sweet, it is not too sour, but it's really sour. In a sense of where it's not aggressive. If I had to pinpoint the feeling in the simplest of ways, I would possibly say something that is spicy, flavorful versus spicy, spicy. This is sour, flavorful versus just sour for the sake of being sour. Again, really nice. It's weird. I really like it, but again, it feels like I'm missing a oomph. They're really nice. I want to shout out to the design team, because in my mind, sour gummy worms are pink and blue. So the fact that they did this here is actually quite nice. So great drink, great taste. Would have preferred a more gummy worm flavor. It didn't happen. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. With it, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Flavor profile is really nice. I would buy this again for sure. I would buy this again 100%. Really refreshing too. The flavor in itself. See, it's insane because I was saying that it was more so Monster, but this one I'm getting kind of a Celsius vibe from it. I think that's very problem. I think they don't have this identity. They're really new, right? So to finish on a positive note, to finish this on a high note, I think it's a really good drink. I would buy this again. I would recommend it. Now, if I was, because I saw The Wolf of Wall Street, if I had to sell you with one sentence, I would say this is something that you'll like, whether you like sour or not. It's really approachable. And this is nice. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. So Link, it's your boy, Ink. Welcome to the show. This is Walk because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. We are outside. We are outside. It is kind of cold outside. Right now what is going on is that we're gonna be tasting some chips, and then I'm gonna go back in, dress better, because my battery's kind of low, so I want to come in. Today we are tasting another chip. We are tasting Ruffle, cheddar and sour cream. Now with this one, I realize just how much there is to say about Ruffle. So the cheddar and sour cream, I could tell you the first part, which is basically that for some reason Ruffle kind of was my top chip. Well, simply put, Ruffle was my top chip, right? And if I was to go with why it is my top chip, there would be two reasons. When I went to the apartment, Ruffle was my favorite. I would eat chips every day. So there's a couple of years of eating Ruffle every single day. Second, Ruffle really had some really good flavor that they took away. Like the hamburger was really good. They had the fried pickle flavor, which was really good. And now they took it away. Right? But lately, Ruffle, I don't know, they've been taking risks with some flavor, sweet and spicy, poutine, and now cheddar sour cream. Now, cheddar sour cream, there's a bit of a special thing. I did taste it before. However, I don't remember if it's Ruffle. I don't remember if it's this because Ruffle changed their design shortly after I tasted it. So by changing their design, a lot of their flavor, did I taste it or did I not taste it? Which is super cool because they did change it very slow, very lightly. Still does something. So I'm actually excited to taste it. And by the way, you guys say, yeah, dude, you just said that it wasn't your favorite. We tasted in the last week 4 different flavors of Ruffle. I think it's safe to say that we forgave Ruffle and we really give them another chance in there. The fact that we tasted so many of them is a testament. So cheddar and sour cream, you guys know my favorite flavor in the world is onion and sour cream. So this is kind of similar. What I'm looking for is a very cheesy flavor, but still reminiscent of cream. Now, it smells really nice. It smells really nice. On paper, this is quite simple. In reality, it's actually quite difficult. Sour cream containing the word cream. Cheese is made with what? Milk. Cream is what? Milk. Cream is a part of the milk, the froth of the milk that they put into cream. So the two of them will be very different. You see, the odd thing with cream is its texture-wise, but it's also for calming the flavor. So for example, with sour cream and onion, the onion being very, very tasty, sour cream is going to become and allow it to be a bit less powerful, not a bit of sourness to it. So with these, however, the cheddar is a bit more similar to sour cream. So I'm quite excited to see two products that are so similar fight for the top place in the flavor on a chip. Design-wise, the bag is fun, right? There's no description. I'm not gonna be mad about it, right? Because again, description is nice to have. But so So the description on a packet chip or something like that, right? It's nice, but it's not nice. If you're tasting a product for the first time, or if you're tasting product in general, you have a YouTube channel or whatever, it's nice because you get something to, to make it different. If you're eating the same chip 2 or 3, 4 times, you only read the description once. And there you go. Bag-wise, a bit disappointed. We have all of these of chip versus all of this of air. So I feel a bit betrayed, but you know what? Y'all can say this with flavor. So without further ado, let's get it on. I'm not sure about these. I am not sure if they're good. Wow. Very nice. I think I know what they did there. I made a biggest mistake. Once again. What's that mistake? We assumed. So we're assuming something very bad happened. We were wrong. That's the worst thing that can happen. We have ruffled chip. I'm gonna do the potato. When you forget what it is, it doesn't taste great. Try it. When you're used to it, doesn't taste great. When you discover it, it's not that it's crunchy, it's very thin, very crispy. I think I would prefer a more potato-y chip. It does the job. Really nice. Really nice. Flavor now. I thought that cheddar was gonna be the main source of flavor here. It isn't. It is complete opposite. So the sour cream is like a brick, and the cheddar comes to alleviate the taste. So very strong, very potent. The sour cream. Oh, it works. Why? It's almost as if your chip was dipped in sour cream, and then when like, holy shit, this is sour creamy. A little bit of taste with the cheddar. The reason why I'm not sure about this one is I don't think that sour cream is the nicest of flavor for a chip, or in general. I don't think that. That being said, the little bit of sour taste is vegan, and cheddar would be really easy to overpower. It would really be easy to say what I taste is cheddar. So I think this is actually quite nice. That's pretty much it. They're good, not great. You see me complaining a lot about chips. Here's why. You guys know my story. When I was younger, no chips allowed. Went to the apartment, all the chips. Chip became colorful. Chips contain MSG, which is something that chemically enhances the taste, and come and stimulate your taste bud. My apologies. So I became quite addicted to chips because, my apologies, everything else didn't taste a lot. And we took a break. Now we're re-tasting chips, and I'm like, okay, well, in my brain there was so much more than that. They're still good, they're still enjoyable, but it just doesn't feel the same. That's fine. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay. Don't blink, it's your brain. Welcome to our show. I'm just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 20th May 2025. Today we're doing a review of Season 3 of Trailer Park Boys. Shout out to my Canadian, shout out to my fellow Canadian, shout out to Barry Butter, one of my good friends, a sort of grandpa-ish figure, who's also a big fan of Trailer Park Boys, so shout out to Barry Butters on YouTube. Today we're reviewing Season 3. Now, as we usually do with Trailer Park Boys, I'm gonna give you my general, opinion about the series, the season. We're gonna go in and out, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Season 3, however, I always remember it to be very good. However, to be completely honest, Season 2 felt better. So now what exactly is going on is we're binge watching Trailer Park Boys. So usually what we do is we're doing a review per episode. Now we're doing a review per season. So there's a more global aspect of it. Season 3 had great moments. Don't get me wrong. Season 2 and as a group, as a one unit, felt a lot better. And I think this is the part that I want to focus on. So now let's start with the first episode with Kiss of Freedom. So the boys they go out of jail, they have a lot of cash. Right away you see this disparity of Julian wanting to advance it and Ricky wanting to spend it. Now technically speaking, it's kind of crazy because even though it's a mockumentary, it makes sense. Ricky never had money, so when he has money, doesn't know what to do with it. And Julian, who usually doesn't like to invest, start to invest. Julian, who usually used to invest, he started to invest. Which is basically people that are or use the money or not use the money. It's funny actually. We're doing a review of chips. That was like it's like I love the habits of eating chips and there's all of them so salty. Kiss of Freedom. There's a lot of great moments in the Kiss of Freedom. The Kiss of Freedom is a great episode, but it's a bad episode. So the Kiss of Freedom is a great episode because there's so much being implemented. But it's a bad episode because this is an episode that you would put anywhere else in the season. Episode number 2, episode number 3, and it wouldn't work. So, for example, they come out, they have a lot of new things. I love that they have the Bubble go-kart. I love that Bubble has a new shed because last season we have and it's funny because to me this makes so much sense, but this makes so much sense as a veteran viewer. So y'all know what I'm trying to say. Surprisingly, I was looking at marketing stuff for the season, and they put Bubbles in the forefront of season 1 when he didn't have that much of a importance in the story. So I felt a bit weird. But hey, now that being said, Bubble was more introduced as a character in season 2, which I love. Season 2, however, took a risky risk, which I also love. In the fact that this is really in debt. Wow, really in debt. So season 2, what they did with Bubbles was they said, okay, well, we want to have this what should we call it? This character, this third character, and the third character, there's always a different dynamic. With Julian and Ricky, gonna have polar opposites, right? With Bubble, it's like, okay, well, Bubble sometimes agreeing more with Ricky. There's a lot of moments in season 2 where Bubble is applauding what Ricky does, the road Ricky takes. However, when they're talking, you can see that he's more agreeing with Julian. That's why the season 3 is so complex. Season 2 as a whole felt so fucking great. But season 3 has some golden nuggets in there. Like Kiss of Freedom, they're giving Bubble his own shed because they rented last season. So there's a continuity here, but there's also, yo, this is how important it is to us. Ricky buys a fucking go-kart for Bubbles. And that's a crazy thing. That's a crazy thing. In a fucked up sense, Ricky lives in his car, so he gave a mode of transportation to Bubbles. Julian lives in a trailer. He gave a house to Bubbles, but they both gave their friend a house. You know what I mean? The Kiss of Freedom. The really good thing about the Kiss of Freedom is Ricky is treating the park, and you can see the park is it's so used to Ricky and Julian that when they fight somebody, everybody talks about it. Julian's trying to. I have to applaud that. Julian invested in the park. So, for example, he gives ice cream bicycle to Corey and Trevor. He also gives the cash flow to start a hair salon for Lucy and Sarah. So he invests in the trailer park boy, the trailer park. I gotta say, I'm gonna be annoying. I'm gonna be super annoying, but holy shit. This is why I love Trailer Park Boy. We made a 30 minutes video last week. This is why. Trailer Park Boy gets better the more time you view it. I'm a veteran viewer. I've watched the series over 10 plus times. And the perception I have, and again, I have to mention that before we did review Trailer Park Boys, but we reviewed it when we were not used to reviewing shit. You know what I mean? So special but not special. That's a problem. Kiss of Freedom. My MVP moments, I feel like my MVP moment has to be, I fucking hate Kiss of Freedom. Because it is one of those episodes that ages so badly. For example, there's a moment where for a minute and a half, Ricky was like drunk as fuck. The first time you watch it, it's funny. The second time you watch it, it's annoying. There's so many good moments. For example, he's supposed to give the money to Leahy. And it's funny because Leahy says, I want a collateral. And he said, I'll kiss your ass. And the kissing the ass isn't a good moment, but it's the perception that you have. Ricky hates it. And Leahy's like, yo, I relish in it. And Leahy, for a very weird sense of points, is an authoritative figure for the boys. Kind of like an uncle that you don't like. And the same as Ray. Both Ray and Leahy knew that Ricky was gonna fuck up. Ray chose to support his son. Leahy chose to push his son, to push Ricky, into being like, yo, you fucked up. Wake up, right? And what I love is at the end, it sucks because Trinity is like, yo, you're a dummy. Why did you always go to jail? And then Ricky feels bad about that, so he buys her encyclopedia. And then he has the money to buy either encyclopedia or a trailer, and he chooses encyclopedia, which makes him a great father. Long story short, it makes him a great father. There's a ton of new, they're both acting like dicks. They're both acting different because of money. Now, in most cases, Ricky in most cases, Ricky starts the problem. But I want to take the defense of Ricky because I understand why Ricky is acting the way he is. There's like this, okay, so we'll put it in the most simple way possible, and let's hope that it makes sense. It possibly won't, but who gives a shit? Ricky is the classic lottery winner. So for example, you watch the news and they say, hey, this person won the lottery, and you know that this person lives in your neighborhood. You don't expect them to give money back to the neighborhood, but when they do, like, okay, well, I know he wins once a month, that's the right thing to do. Versus someone that cannot help, they don't have the possibility or capacity to help, and you're telling them, why the fuck aren't you helping? Because I can't. Versus, why the fuck aren't you helping when you can? You know? So, really, really appreciate that. And Ricky has a right to be mad. He has a right to be mad in the sense of, my apologies, give me a sec. Because I need my notes. It's not really notes. It's so fucking funny. I'm sure I'm using. So with this, we have the season, the episode, and I just need the name. By having the name, with having the name, I can do it. So for example, right, never trust a man with no shirt off, which was in season 2 last week. I forgot to add something. This was the first episode where we see Officer George Green. But I know by heart. Because of Freedom, great episode. Aged poorly. is annoying the second time you watch it, the third time you watch it, unwatchable the 10th time. However, it is picture perfect season number 3 because it's the picture perfect of everything that's wrong with season 3, but also everything that's right with season 3. Okay, I'm trying to forget. I like watching something in the background, and right now we're looking for it. The truth. I found you. There's ads that are lasting so long. Okay, episode number 2. Episode number 2 is what? Fuck. Assistant, Trailer Park Supervisor Assistant, which I personally want to take it as a hint to Dwight, who's the assistant to the assistant manager. One of the best episodes ever made. One of my favorite. And again, when I say that season 3 feels a little bit worse than season 2, but has some great moments, I'm talking about episode number 2. So, the way they're putting it, is so beautiful. The writing for this season has really, really, really improved. They started the episode with Kitty, Bubbles, who lost his kitty. Now, technically speaking, you would have a character that and this is why the writing is so good. You would have a character that you don't know, and it would be, let's say you have Philadelphia Collins that we saw a couple of times, but it wouldn't matter. You would have Ricky, who doesn't like Leahy, and you would see like, oh, it's Ricky trying to give some trouble to Leahy. You would have Julian, and you would say, well, Julian take care of himself, what's going on? But Bubbles is crazy good. He lost his kitty in the gutter, Mr. Malstein, which is a great name, and then he complained, and then because he complained, Barbara, which is the ex-wife of Leahy, brought the Trailer Park Boy owner, the Trailer Park owner, she gives shit to Randy, and Randy says frig off. And this is one of the best things about Randy. This is why I love Randy. So Randy saying frig off when Ricky and Julian constantly say fuck you, fuck off, dickweed, Sam Squanch, when it constantly insulting. See, Randy frig off might be more polite, but it's still fuck you, go fuck off, right? It's the intent behind it. So then you're looking for a Trailer Park Boy, a Trailer Park Supervisor Assistant. They do a test. Ricky ends up being the winner. And it's kind of cool because Ricky is open-minded. And this is what's weird about Ricky. Ricky will go above and beyond to be a good father. In the first episode, we see Ricky having to kiss Leahy ass. And all the way he does it because he sacrificed everything for his daughter. So him not liking Leahy and willing to work with Leahy is beautiful. What I really, 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 really like about the episode number 2 is the exam for the Trailer Park Assistant. Why? Because you're choosing characters you already have. So there's Jacob, which is not a big part of the Trailer Park Boys yet, but will become. And their season and will become an integral part of the show around season 7, season 8, season 9. Jacob, you have Trevor and Corey, you have Bubs, and you have Ricky. And there's a hierarchy because Jacob, nobody gives a shit about Jacob. Then it's Trevor and Corey. Trevor gets kicked out, so Corey leaves. Then it's Bubble, and that's Ricky. You see the importance of characters. And then Ricky goes in, and Ricky is like, yo, I'll do the job. And season 3, episode number 2, which is insane because season 3 is where we start to see how fucked Leahy is. We knew before he was gonna fuck, but we didn't know that bad. And Leahy started really being a fuckard and being a drunk bastard, as Bubba would say. So in season 3, we're seeing Leahy establish himself as the antagonist. And the reason why it's good is because in season 2, yes, Leahy's an asshole, but Leahy is doing everything he's doing to protect the Trailer Park. And season 3, it feels like a vendetta. Vendetta. You know what I mean? So episode number 3, season 2. Season 3, episode number 2, there's a great moment with picture perfect the mentality of Trailer Park Boys. And that's Leahy that says, it is folly to be wise, ignorance is bliss, when it is folly to be wise. That's actually pretty good psychology stuff, which kind of established Leahy as a dude that knows his shit, and established Leahy as a guy who kind of have some brains, right? Which is always cool. The film is amazing. It's basically Leahy teaming up with Ricky, and Ricky having to protect Julian because Julian has some vodka that is bootleg. What's cool is when you ask where the vodka came from, it's J-Rock and his porn connection from Russia, which if you guys remember the season 1, we have from Russia with the Love Bone. So he does have some Russian connection, which is why he gets the vodka cheap. So then, also, it's a really cool episode because this episode in itself is a masterpiece. It shows the mentality of Trailer Park Boys. For example, when Trevor and Corey, they sell the vodka, Julian said, hey, this is your front. He tells them all of what he's going to balance to make sure that it's short, to loan, to pay back. He said, okay, well, I'll front you the money to buy it, but you have to reimburse me. And it's really cool because if you're a businessman, you understand all those terms. If you don't, if you're a businessman, you probably won't understand. So it does show, once again, Leahy with the way he's talking is showing that he's smart. Julian, by the way he's talking, should say smart, right? There's also the fact that they're emptying the pond and they're finding bikes. And once again, it's like Ricky's like, yo, there's a lot of bikes I sold for Trinity. There's a lot of good memories in here, which is really fucking cool. And yeah, I absolutely love this episode. My favorite part, my MVP moment is simply, I fucking love this. Ricky takes off his shirt because he got spun up with an ivy, and then Bubble, and he's kind of close to Leahy, and then Bubble's like, we can trust Ricky, can we? And then Julian says, never trust a man with no shirt off, which is a reference to Randy from season 2. I fucking love this. Episode number 3. If I don't have the right to smoke, I'm fucked. So this is such an important episode, but this is mentality of Trailer Park Boys. This is the beauty of Trailer Park Boys. It's not about the plots, about what's going on. So for example, one of the first thing that we see is Julian lost all his money in the vodka. So you see the first part of the episode is showing that he doesn't have any alcohol. Now Julian is an alcoholic, so not having alcohol is for him sign of, okay, well, shit's about to hit the fan. The introduction of the cruise, which is the motivation, which established once again Julian as kind of the boss. I'll take care of you guys, we'll have a cruise. It's really smart because they give motivation. And then even Bubbles, it's such a good episode because even Bubbles will help Ricky and Julian because he loves them, but he won't help them because he wants to help. So then when you talk about the cruise, Bubble is interested, right? And he's like, I can't let the boys down. So what they do is, Julian doesn't have money, he doesn't know what to do. And then it's Ricky that has a idea. And you see this happening a lot. So for example, we just saw the movie, Trailer Park Boy, the movie. The Big Dirty, it was Ricky's idea. Julian took it. So Julian, because he's able to utilize the idea better than Ricky, he'll come up with a longer plan. And I love this team because Ricky is impulsive, I'll find the idea. Just like, okay, well, you know what, this is actually pretty smart. Diesel propane. But again, you got the best moment, which is Trevor and Corey sitting gas, and then Trevor fucking goes into a football mode and avoids some guard. I was like, holy shit, you go. And we also see Trinity and how hard it is to be a father. At first, I didn't understand how hard it is to be a father. At first, I didn't understand why they put it, but it makes sense. Trinity being such a fuck up of a daughter, and I love Trin, one of my favorite characters. But it's a direct result of Ricky being in jail, you know, and it's a perfect result of life in general. For example, we did a video yesterday saying I love that we're making that much content, but I'm a bit depressed, and the amount of work we do doesn't make any difference if we spend weeks being depressed and not doing anything. So Ricky doesn't. It doesn't matter how good he is as a dad, as long as he doesn't take care of Trinity, right? But he doesn't take care of Trinity because he believes in Lucy and he wants to get money, right? So it's like, I'll take care of everything, just be a good mom. Because Lucy, you see her with the salon, but she really doesn't do much. I love that everybody comes to Julian, but there's an evolution in characters, and at time the trailer park itself becomes the characters. For example, we got season 1, when everybody's like, Julian, help me, Julian, help me, Julian, help me. Now we have Julian, I have this business ID, I'll help you out. And that I love, because again, Julian isn't the end-all be-all and he shouldn't be. So like, yo, we'll do a code, how much we trust him, and how much he can sell them. So they go to a Veto, which is basically, it's like a bouncer saying, hey, are you cool or not? So they do that. The best part about it is there's a ticket, and they're saying, well, perm is $40, you're allowed to get $40 of stolen gas. The favorite part about that is you see the ticket, right? And then Leahy's like, they're operating a prostitution ring, which would be a really good business, right? And it's funny because season 4 they open up a rub tiki zug, which is basically a prostitution ring. So Leahy, it's also cool because it does, listen, I'm not a criminal, but it does showcase how Leahy's a boys. In my opinion, stealing gas is less of crime than selling actual human beings. But then they go to see Sarah and Lucy, and they take off their pants, and like, the fuck are you doing? Keep your pants on. And then they get perms. I really like that. Yeah, so at the end, they made Corey and Trevor, and then Corey and Trevor get into, I thought, the most interesting stuff, because it would be the most interesting stuff, but they do it so often it becomes uninteresting. Blaming Corey and Trevor. However, there's a really, really golden nugget. The process, not interesting. Also, the process why it's not interesting is Ricky saying basically, oh, well, if I can't swear, I'm fucked. I need to be able to swear to express myself. So this would be cool if we didn't do it in the movie, and the movie did the same, copying or redoing something. Which would be cool if we haven't already established that Ricky is a master bullshitter. He bullshit the police into getting out of tickets. So it's not a skill that he learned, it's a skill that he has. And then it lessened the whole thing. You understand? Cool. Next on the list we have, why is it so cool? Because they're interviewing, for example, J-Rock, and they're saying, and he says that's a little rap, which is, if I remember correctly, is, I spend more rhyme than a lazy Susan, and I'm innocent until my guilt is proven. Peace represents Sunny Val, shut the fuck up. And I love that, because this is how badass the trailer park is. We got Ricky and Julian that are coming in from the camera. And there's a beauty in there, because back in the days, documentary wasn't really popular. You had The Office, Edge of Our Boys, then you had Park and Rec, and then you had Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which are great shows. Nine-Nine. And then it's kind of funny because we know they're guilty, but it's kind of funny because we're basically filming the life of these people pretending it's a documentary, and we're filming them being filmed and interviewed. And you would think it's actually much more than that, so I really enjoy that. Number 4, Who's a Microphone Assassin? Who's a Microphone Assassin is one of my favorite episodes. Okay, season 3 is awesome, I'm sorry. Who's a Microphone Assassin, which is really good, is basically we're getting more of J-Rock. Now, the crazy thing about this episode is we're 3 seasons in. By the way, 3 season, episode number 4 is next to the halfway of the show. Since season 1, we established J-Rock being very important. You could talk about how From Russia with the Love Bone is a J-Rock episode. I wouldn't agree. I would say it's more so a Ricky episode because he needs a cash to save his family. This is the first episode where we really see J-Rock. It starts with a video clip, it starts with that, then the flea market. The flea market is once again such an important part because it's a park coming together for an occasion. And then they're selling tickets and then they're doing a show. So the show is also cool. Now J-Rock says, okay, well, I'll promote my music. Now I'll use other people, right? And technically, yes, it sucks. Technically, it's illegal. But think about this. A baby content creator who's reacting to much more popular content creator because he needs to get attention. That's what he did, right? So you understand why J-Rock did it. Then we got Velvet Smooth, which is kind of a complex character because we established him in season 3 as a big-ass rapper, just a very famous rapper. But then in season 4, he becomes part of the park, which is a bit odd. We got Jamie, who believes he's black, J-Rock, and this is a part of the show, especially really funny because that's the way it is. And J-Rock believing he's black is a B-grade plot at best. It's okay, it's cool, it's funny. Let's move on. What really is cool, and again, this is the mentality of why Trailer Park Boys is so popular, is how does other character react to him being black? For example, it says, Velvet Smooth asks J-Rock, are you black? And then J-Rock's like, yeah. And then everybody's like, even as a watcher, like, what the fuck, dude? But then you see Sarah and Lucy come in and do like an interview, and there's like, yeah, you really think that he's black, right? And he kind of adds a character because, okay, these are characters, but they're building it up, which I love. My MVP moment isn't J-Rock, my MVP moment isn't Julian, my MVP moment isn't Ricky, my MVP moment is Bubble rapping. And what I love is because J-Rock he gets bullied off stage by Velvet, and then Julian's like, yo, Bubble, I need you to rap. And Bubble, why is it that he's rapping is because Bubble's a musician. So him doing that is kind of, it's kind of funny. But what is even funnier is that when he's rapping, people love Bubble in the park. Once again, you know what I'm talking about, Sarah and Lucy defending J-Rock on his belief of being black. Well, people like Bubbles, and right away, they're like, oh, go Bubbles, go Bubbles. And it's such a great time. I'm going to give an example of another crazy cool moment, and it's J-Rock getting caught masturbating, right? And it's supposed to be super funny. And it would be if it was made to be humiliating, it would be my MVP moment. Not because I don't like J-Rock, although later season J-Rock is a fucking joke. I do like J-Rock, but it's more so my favorite moment because the boys are like, yo, it's cool. I jerk off too. There's no shame in there, and it should be a moment where we make you embarrassed. It's a moment actually where we're bonding over something that happens, right? And another point, very, very simple, very, very simple. They go in, right? Sorry, I'm looking for a song so I can get more focused, which doesn't make sense, I know, but still. You go in and they go to see Bubble, they go to see J-Rock, and then J-Rock's mom says to Bubble, "What's a pancake?" Because she knows he likes pancakes. Why is it important? Because you're technically establishing an existing relationship between two characters that otherwise don't have a relationship. That's why it's important. Okay, cool. That's established. That is established. Season 4, season 3, episode 5. You know what's crazy? I don't even need to know. What's the name of the episode, because this is one of my favorite episodes. Closer to the Art is the very first episode I saw of Trailer Park Boys. It is the very first episode I saw of Trailer Park Boys. It is why Trailer Park Boys work so well and why it works so. It doesn't work. So, you know, I watched this episode and I didn't know who the character was. I didn't speak English. They kidnapped Alex Lifeson, which is from the group Rush. I didn't know who Rush was. But it was the first episode, and at first it's not about the concert, it's not about music, it's about the boys being together, and it was really sweet. So Bubble comes in and says, "Hey, Ricky, Julian, please buy me a ticket. I need to see Rush, my favorite band." And he said this is the only thing I have in the world, so it implies that it's really important for him. So I really, really like that. I really like the fact that we're establishing with those simple words, those simple plots, we establish that this show means something to Bubbles. Then he wants to sell dope, so to make money, because again, it's about the money. But then it's so fucking funny because it's about the music for Bubbles, and it should be about music for everybody else. What I love is we established that Leahy and Randy hates Ricky and Julian, but we established once again because the park is disgusting and there's filth everywhere, so they blame Ricky and Julian because there's filth everywhere. Barbara says, "Don't take care of this weekend. No camping trip for you. So you ruin your camping trip, we'll ruin your concert." So then becomes the battles of Leahy buying every single ticket, which is a dick move. It becomes the battle of Randy becoming the assistant of Alex Lifeson in the group Rush, which was supposed to be Bubble because Bubble had the answer. So they're calling it a radio. And again, you're doing something so good because the word they call is Steve Roger, which is the celebrity Trailer Park Boys in the lore. He's the biggest celebrity. Yeah, we're watching. It's really funny. So with that being said, it's just a great episode. You see Randy who takes the place of Bubble. You see Leahy buys tickets, and it means something to Bubble. And it's like, I never asked you for one thing, I'm always helping you. I asked you for one thing, you fucked it up. And it's also about them not treating Bubble right, because in the second season we had them in the shed. Then they sometimes forget that Bubble is a bit more sensitive. Bubble is a bit more childlike than them. Not really, but still. And at the end, there's some crazy moments with Ricky kidnapping someone, calling them a male prostitute, and Bubble said, yeah, I heard him call a lot of people male prostitutes. He uses that a lot. So that was actually really funny. I actually really, really enjoyed that because, once again, you're establishing that this happened before. You don't need to show that it happened. You can imply that it happened, and people will believe it. Because people will believe it, it's more funny. The kidnapping, Julian situation, I think there's really touching moments where Bubble will help on the scene. And of course it's not, but it's supposed to be super emotional. Because you see that Bubble's he's a bit weird, and you give the guitar to Alex, and Alex like, "Thank you, Bubbles." And at the end, they have this really cool moment where he shows them close to the art. Alex Lifeson show him close to the art from a limousine. There's a lot of information about this episode. Alex Lifeson approaches Trailer Park Boy because he was like, "Yo, finally a show that's Canadian that I can get behind. I can be proud to call one of my shows because I'm Canadian too." And he approaches them, and that was the first celebrity that came with the Trailer Park Boys. He's like, "I fucking love your show. I love your show." That was really, really cool. That was really nice. Now we don't have enough battery, so I'm gonna have to leave. Which sucks, but yeah, I'm gonna have time to do it. Fuck. I don't like. Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back in about an hour. Ugh. Are we back? Give me a quick second. Everything is ready. Sorry about this, guys. And we're back. I wanted to wait for the hairs are messy. I wanted to wait for a sunset, but I guess there's not gonna be a sunset. So let's make some content. Battery was able to charge till 76, which is good, and that's pretty much it. So here it is. I went as much as possible, but an hour to do. My watches. And with you, suppose ink. Open this. Good. Okay. Good.
Dumpling.
Okay, good. Colliers. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dumpling, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to Welcome to our show. Guys are doing well because we're having a wonderful day on this 19th, 20th, May 25 today. I'm doing a bad video that I would prefer not doing. But again, I promise you guys to be completely, promise you guys to be completely transparent, completely honest, and 100% myself. The hairs are a mess, but hey, we got what it takes. We got what it takes, right? So yesterday, morning we did a couple of episodes saying I was doing better. I had a couple of days that I was doing better. Yesterday we had another episode of depression. It was a pretty bad episode. It was a pretty bad amount of time. Now, when I'm making this video, I always feel the need to do a trigger warning, first of all, to do a disclaimer. This is not me victimizing myself. This is me observing what's going on. So as you guys know, I'm talking to a social worker. It's actually really hard to only see the person once a week, or you're shrink once a month, because you're having those emotions and you're like, well, this happened. How did you feel? Well, those 2 weeks ago. How do I feel? I don't remember. So I wanted to do this video today for multiple reasons. I have this friend Samuel, and she's dealing with depression. She's dealing with mental health issues, and she thanked me for being honest. And I was like, maybe people are still trying to get taboo. Without victimizing myself again, I do believe that I'm picture perfect for difference. I got ADHD. I'm quite out there. I have these fucked up IDs. I'm quite weird. I'm a nerd that doesn't accept himself as a nerd. So yes, I have a lot of. I'm a weird dude. So subject that are taboo. See, in my mind, I have this very good platform to talk to because you guys know me. You guys know that I'm a bit weird. So for something to be taboo, it's not as this perfect family, this perfect Christian family. We talk about abortion. No, what you just said, Christian family talk about abortion. This doesn't make sense because one of the religious belief is all life matter. You know what I mean? So, but you understand what I mean. And with me, you talk about depression, and it's not like, oh yeah, I've been hiding from you guys. I had depression. I have been actually pretty open and pretty honest about it. So me talking about this today serves purposes, which is being honest, which is being acknowledging my symptoms, right? There's also this part of me that believes that there you go. That believe that talking about this is very freeing. You know, I want to create this place that is safe to talk about mental health, right? And the best thing about it is so different than doing a TikTok live. Because if when you talk about mental health, people get uncomfortable. I'm doing a video about it, so if you don't want to hear the mental health talk, if you don't want to talk about this in particular, you can just skip the video, right? However, I'm doing it for myself. One of the few plus of having a very small channel. Having a very small channel will allow you to be quite yourself and quite open. Without too many people watching it, and the more people watch it, the more people tend to judge. This is basically my fucked up intro. So the episode I had yesterday was a very weird episode because I was able to exactly pinpoint what happened. So yesterday we made the videos. In the morning, I wake up and make videos. I go to my father's house. I come back. I have to make a bit of videos, which is great. However, I got a power outage. Now the problem with power outage is if you don't know when it's gonna come back, right? You don't know when you're gonna have your power back. So it's not a big deal usually. But with this, because I have made so much content, I've been working on the phone. You guys know that the phone is my main source of content. Is my main tool for work. The computer when it's not plugged to the internet is completely useless. I could watch it. I could read a book. With what light was at night. I feel that power shortage was really bad. I had a battery pack. However, the battery pack is empty because I went to my father's house and I wanted to keep the phone fully charged so I could make videos after, so it was empty. And we sat in the dark for a couple hours. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm pretty well aware, and that's what I was talking about yesterday when I was making the video about my love for making content, right? And then this love for being obsessed and wanting to give up and being obsessed, right? This almost Icarus ascent of I'm out of jail, I'm flying too close to the sun, I'm falling down, I was safe in jail, now I'm dead. I don't have wish for dying, we don't have suicidal thoughts, which is great. However, there's a part of me that understands that I'm self-destructing slowly. Now, I did mention self-destructing yesterday in the video, making content, but I didn't. I didn't mention it in a sense of SH, yeah. I meant it in a way of keeping myself busy. Keeping myself so busy that I don't have time or energy to think about anything else. I've been purposely obsessed about something. Now, in a great way, I have pretty, and that, again, this is so crazy because right now we're talking about depression and we're being quite negative. Yesterday I was talking about depression, but in this talk of depression yesterday, I aborted a lot of subjects. I talked about a lot of subjects that I'm talking about today. So was this video yesterday a subconscious video about depression? I don't know. Because yesterday I was talking about making content and how I feel and how I felt. You guys know that right now the only thing that matters in my life is making content. Even with the job search, and I did another video about job search and not saying how it went because it's not going well. And even my mom today said, hey, I got great news. I'm like, what's up, ma? And she's like, hey, I give your CV out for the commission board because she works at the commission board. And I'm like, oh, that's super nice, mom. And then she said, I'm gonna find you a job as a janitor. I was like, oh. Then there's nothing wrong with being a janitor, but you know, you romanticize you romanticize your life a lot. See, the principle out of it is such a complex yet meaningful path. I was talking about love yesterday and how it was better not to know love than to know love and not have it, right? And with this job, I had an amazing job lately, and I think out of life, you are always you're always aiming for further. You're always aiming to better yourself. Do I think that being a janitor is not great? I think it's an amazing job. I think that people that do it are pretty selfless. It takes a better person. It takes a big man or a big woman to be able to say, you know what, those kids, and because I would work in a high school, are disgusting. I'm going to clean them up to make sure that they have this safe and healthy and clean place to learn, to prepare for the future, right? In my mind, see, my motivation for work wouldn't be money. It wouldn't be money. So I'm becoming pretty. And this first step of finding a job in the field that I wanted. The second step, I went with a job that I'm okay working at. And this third step, I'm becoming desperate. And I talked about this in the making and finding a job or the job search video yesterday on this 19 May 2025. I talked about it, and I was like, I already have a hard time with spending my whole life building the dream of somebody else. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, for example, you want to be a father, right? But your son or your daughter, they need new clothes because they're growing like what is they're growing like Movazel. What's Movazel in English? Like bad weed, or something along the lines of you know the plants that you don't want in your garden, but they're growing and growing and growing. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're growing like tall grass. That sounds better. Yeah. So with the janitor work, I would be down to do it. But in a perfect world, I'm starting to see. I would have called you crazy if you told me the last job that I had, which was PCT, would be long term. I would call you crazy if it was, and I was happy it was. I have a hard time going for something that wouldn't be permanent. It's like I used to do one night. Now I had a healthy, working, self-accomplishing relationship, and I'm going back to the one night that I don't feel as fulfilling. I think being a janitor would be so fulfilling, but you know what I mean, emotionally speaking, I don't know how fulfilling it would be. It would be, I have this really hard thing with work that I'll know it if I'm doing something for cash. And I told you guys 100 times, 1,000 times that I don't care about money. I don't care about money. I want to work for sure, but I don't want to. I'm in such a complex situation. I want to work, but I don't have this motivation for money. I want to find purpose, yet it has to be a psychological, emotional purpose. I want to work. I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live. Yet money isn't. So basically, you got the classical, like a starving artist syndrome, which is I don't care what I do, as long as I get enough to survive. My main focus is art, right? Now, that's crazy to say because, again, we're going for content creation, which is possibly one of the most lucrative job out there. But you're looking at somebody like, and this is insane because this is a video that we did, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, we're making so many of them, but we did a video on the Outdoors Boy, and the fact that the father, which is the patriarch of the channel, and the person in charge said, I don't want to do YouTube anymore. I wanted my kids want to do YouTube, I'll help them with me on that. You know? And he was making banks. There's still this freedom. I would still call it artsy. I know. I mentioned before, my mom, she said, oh, be a janitor, you're going to get good money. I don't mind being a janitor. I mind doing it for money. That's what I'm trying to say. So, now I know what you're asking. You have ink. Every single job that you're going to do it for money. Not necessarily. So if I was to find a job that would feel, give me a sense of fulfillment, emotionally, mentally, I would be in a place where I'm like, you know what? Yes, there's a salary, but there's something. So you know, when I left PCT, I still miss the boys. I still miss the family. I'm getting a paycheck, but I still miss the family. And it's so fucking funny because I've had countless jobs since the apartment. I've had 20 plus jobs, right? But some of them, I'm like, okay, well, that could have been a good opportunity. And most of them, it wasn't about the money, it was about the condition, it was about about a job, which has a really good job, but there's high insurance, which could be, you know, even when I started at PCT, like I told you this story a million times, I started at PCT, the first thing I noticed was a locker with Vern's lock. So everybody could come in and steal some things. They didn't lock it. So like, okay, well, that means that people trust each other. That means that's a good team. There's not a black sheep. There's not. I'm probably the black sheep, right? And if I'm the black sheep, I don't have to worry about myself. So we're good. And it's a complex story. It's a great story though. So most people that came in, fuck. Okay. Let's put it that way. Okay. I was this way too. So what happened is I'm having this unemployment, right? And this is a true story. This is completely true. I wish it wasn't, but it is. So we're going back in 2015. I have this job, and the job forced me to quit. It was the structured job. So long story short, what happened is I used to be simple employees. The boss liked me. He protected me while we were cutting off a lot of employees. He cut a lot of employees that were doing a better job than me. If I was the boss, I would have not kept me because I'm the smallest. I'm the most talkative. I'm not the hardest worker. A, B. He kept me, but he had he had expectation. For example, I'm gonna keep you, but you're gonna be a assistant manager. You're not gonna you're gonna be my right arm. I'm gonna need you later on. So I'm keeping you right now. I'm giving you a gift right now, but later on I'll collect. Mafioso, you know? I'm not mafioso, you know what I mean? So then I have responsibility. I'm getting hated by the boss because the boys aren't working harder. But the second I'm telling the boys to work harder, I'm getting hated by the boys. So what I do? I'm hated, and I don't like being hated. So then I decide to do nothing, because I do nothing, then both parties are mad at me. So like I left. So yeah, I don't have this job, and since it's a sick leave that I got depressed, they gave me unemployment. So, okay, well, it wasn't your fault that you quit. We'll give you unemployment, and then you can just enjoy it. So this is a true story. For 8 to 9 months, which is the period limit of unemployment, getting money, I was getting checks every single 2 weeks. I was getting a good check. The problem with that is I didn't calculate the amount of time that I had. I didn't calculate the amount of money that I have. I swear to God. We are in July. And the worst fucking thing happened. I go to the store to pay for junk food because I was eating only junk food. I was spending $20 a day on junk food. Card decline, insufficient funds. Holy shit. I go to fill up a form for my next 2 weeks. That way I'm seeing, okay, I'll get it before. For example, I fill up the form on Thursday, I'll get it for Monday. As long as it's filled up. I'm seeing that I've used up all my weeks. The last week, he didn't tell me that I didn't have any weeks. So now I'm too broke to pay for this. I'm too broke for this. Now we have another issue. The rent is in 2 weeks, but I haven't paid the first month because I'm a dumbass and I like to pay 2 months in a row. So now I got $22 in my bank account. I got $500 plus in debt for the rent. I don't have a job and I don't have an income. Holy shit. So I called Michael being one of my good friends, Michael also being the agent that took care of me. So I went to the agency in 2013, very late, November 2013. I'm meeting this guy, I met the guy, I don't remember his name. And he said, oh, I got somebody for you. And then led me to Michael. Michael right away, we click, tattoo guy, stretch guy, I have tattoos, I have stretch. We talk, we have a good rapport, he gave me a job. Then he's in the morning and I'm constantly being late. And he gave me shit. He's like, dude, why are you always late? And I'm like, I don't have a choice. This is the first bus. He said, don't you drive? I said, no. I said, where do you live? Lachine. Turns out I live on the 28th. He lives on the 19th Avenue. So he picked me up every day, from work. He said, I can bring you to the metro. But I can't do more than that. I said, okay, thank you so much, bro. And then we have a good report. So he finds me every single order that I have. He finds me. I called him back in July for PCT. He's like, dude, I don't work there anymore. I'm not working for Bedard. This is the company I work for. So I go for Bedard, and Bedard, they're like, they find me the job on Lachine, right? And it's a PCT job, and it's a great job. And the first day, I don't know why, but I was very definite. I was like, okay, well, they don't have the lock on the door. So they seem really nice. I talked to someone, and I'm lucky because they're Romanian. Romanians speak French. A lot of guys speak French. And I say this, and without being, it's a bit of a hard thing, but a lot of the people from agency aren't from the country. Most of the people in agency are from agency. And a lot of the companies, you think that they would speak French, but they don't. Like, holy fuck. And then the first thing I hear, I'm hearing them speaking Romanian. Oh, okay. So then we talk, and I present myself to one guy, and he's talking to me, and he's super nice. And then I think I was over friendly. And when I say I was over friendly, and when I was over friendly, it made the guy laugh. So the guy, let's say I was working on the balcony. The guy went back in, and he talked to the other guy and said, yo, the guy's fucking friendly, go check it out. And then they came one by one, and they came to me, and they were being super, super kind. They were talking to me, and at the very end, I was pretty obliged, right? And that's a funny thing because we were 4 agency workers. I was the only one, and then you start firing other people. And I said to the boss, thank you for keeping me. He's like, oh, this wasn't my choice. It wasn't my choice. It was the boy's choice. Okay, well, fuck. But you see, they still at this point, if you had told me that this was gonna be long term, I would have not believed you. And it's not because I didn't like PCT. It was because it wasn't because I didn't like PCT. It was because when you work for agency, you learn really quickly that it's temporary, right? So the agency they'll lie to you. They'll be like, yo, if you work well, we'll find you a job. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Most of the a large majority of employee from the agency worker would have been, they're not gonna find a job. So holy shit, what a side tangent. I'm so sorry. So then what happened is I go in, and after a year they hire me, and just to show you the mentality of the guys at work, I let this like there was some toxicity. The guy said, hey, we're gonna hire you because I thought Mihai was such a good dude. I fucking love Mihai. He was like, well, the doc is costing me too much. We're not gonna work with them anymore. Like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much for the job. He said, no, I want to hire you. Now, what he said, and I want to believe him because I like the guy. I love Mihai like an uncle. What he told me, which I don't know if it was true, but he told me the salary that they were paying the dark was $24, and he asked me how much I was making, and I was making $12.50. They were taking half the salary. So then he paid me right away to $18, which was a huge boost on me, but less for him. So the both parties were winning. And then I came back to the boys and said, you really want to work here? And I was like, yeah. But still, at this point, I was a year out of the 7 I did there. A year out of the 7 I did there. 7 years. I would have never thought I was gonna work 7 years. There, I never thought that. I never thought. And sure, sometime it was a hard job. It was a hard mentally, physically, emotionally. But I wasn't sure. And then now I'm put back in the market of work, and I'm being told that maybe I'm gonna have to do a couple of temp job. And I'm like, dude, I went from a place that I could have worked my whole life there to a place where, you know. And but PCD was so cool because it was close enough for me to go there by skateboard, by bicycle. It was close enough. It was really fucking nice. And then also what happened was it was just a good place. It was just a place where I felt like home. You go. I was always working in the same department. I would, after a little bit, I would say I want to say like 2-3 years, more 3 years. I would come in the departments, I would look around, and I would feel at home, you know. And I never had that in a company. Then my mom, when she tells me I want to be a janitor, there's nothing wrong with that. But just thinking about long term, right? It's tougher. It's tougher. It's like, and again, I hate saying this, but it's like a relationship. Work for me is a relationship. It's like going out with a girl, and you like her. You really like her. You really like her. She's an amazing woman. You're not in love with her. And then you fuck. And then you fuck some more. And then you fuck. And then the condom break. And then you have a kid with that woman. And you like her. She makes you happy. But this wasn't what you wanted. What I'm going on here. I'd have a job that I like. I'd have a salary that comes in every single week. Would I be happy? And then what you're saying, Ink, if you don't try, you'll never know. Well, usually I will know. Because I've been a janitor before, and I hated it. I've had a job that I hated before, and I hate it. I'm a fucking quitter guy. I'm a quitter. See, I talk about this so often. I talk about wage slavery. And I made, I want to say I made over 10 videos on the subject of wage slavery and having to work till they have your need versus your want. And if you look at all of those videos, pretty much all of them, I don't include myself. Think about a certain group of people. Now, this group of people are the faceless. They don't have a face. They don't have a voice. They're just workers for a company that they don't like. They don't have a choice. I never include myself in there. And now, what I'm afraid of isn't the job. I'm not afraid of the job. I'm afraid of, I don't know, more of the voiceless, you know, not having a voice. Just today, it was rough because today I was aiming to make a lot of content, but then we ended up procrastinating, and I was like, oh fuck, you know. Today I was playing a video game, and yesterday I had to factory reset my phone, and now I can't get back into the game. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's a game that I really enjoy. So I don't want to restart from zero because there's 3 weeks up there. But still, so yeah, it sucks for sure. It sucks, for sure it sucks. But at the same time, kind of is what it is, right? It kind of is what it is, and I have to admit that it is what it is in the sense of I'm pretty powerless in the situation. I've been talking to my mom about me applying to job because I get excited. You know me. I'll have an interview and I'll be like, hey man, I got an interview. Well, she's like, oh, that's great. But then I'll have 2-3 interviews and she'll be like, what are you doing wrong? You know. And I don't share because I don't want you to know that I fuck up because again, I want her to be proud of me, not ashamed. So yeah. Then today when she told me this last week, and she'll say, hey, I possibly have a job for you, and it's gonna be janitor. I can't tell her, ma, fucking, I don't want to do that, because she knows how bad my financial situation for. I have to fight her every single month, not for her not to help out. And now she helps out without helping out by finding a job. I'm gonna say no, you know. And then there's this other part of me that could take the job for being a janitor. And behind the back of the employer, I could be looking for a job. But then I would have to work in 8 hours. I would have to work in 8 hours. I would have to film content. I would have to look for work. All of this, biting a hand that's feeding me, and I wasn't raised like that. That was a pretty bad thing yesterday. So to come back, I'm like, fuck. And I bring up some CVs yesterday, and I do that job. There's a place I really want to work, but like, no, we're not looking for everybody. And then I noticed. I never really asked, are you looking for people? So I go in and I talk to people, and like, nope, not interested. I'm like, fuck, you know, fuck. So yeah. So then, you gotta notice. And with mental health, now we're gonna get into the mental health subject. I'm gonna get into something that's a lot more interesting. But before that, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get my phone. I'm gonna get my computer, and I'm gonna get my audio. Be right back. I hope you choke on your sleep. Choke on your sleep while you're thinking of me. Suffocate in your sleep. I'll be the last thing you'd see. Yeah. I'm finding clarity in kerosene. Naked scene. I haven't felt like an accessory. There's love and hate, but this was in between. Let's go YouTube. And let's go with Nothing Nowhere, which is the song I was singing. Which the song is Clarity in Kerosene. Suffocate in your sleep. I'll be the last thing you'll say, yeah. Clarity. We're gonna do Clarity in Kerosene. We're gonna do the one take, which is the acoustic version, which in my opinion is better. Clarity in Kerosene, one take. See? It's all about knowing what you like, what you dislike, and how quick they are. We're a couple seconds in. and I'm already finding what I'm looking for. So now, we take a second break, because we're playing the tower. We're gonna go in and click a couple buttons. Why? Because I want to make sure that we're surviving to get some progress. This song, guys, this song. Clarity and Kerosene. This is such a good song. Holy shit. Oh, you know what? Now I'm thinking about another song and so much better. Finding clarity and kerosene. That is dead to me. Another saying they can see. Body like in the green. Over Francis, no angel. So fucking good. This song is a mindfuck. This song's a mindfuck, and you're gonna get into music and later on how it saved me yesterday. And that's beautiful. Same shit. You know. The song, Other Francis, no angel. This song is one of my favorites. Feed Other Francis, of course. Love. No, to make fire. It's so fucked up. No. Which man? Oliver Tree, no angel. No, fake shit. I'm your replacement. Say shit. I cry. I say like almost every night. Don't you know? I'm no angel when I die. It's alright. You know. No angel. Oh, okay. It's such a good song. Come on. We're gonna go with Mr. Kitty. After Dark. That's a great song too. For some reason the headphones doesn't work. Yes. Yes, Queen. Like I was saying, we don't have yesterday. Of course, I knew this self-destruction wise. I knew self-harm wise. I was making content a lot lately to focus on it, right? So yesterday we had this power outage. My phones are both empty. Don't be, you see me. And again, there's this fucking tower that I love, that I have this love and hate relationship where all my tree phones need to be working for to film a video, because otherwise I had this playthrough where I played more. And just maybe if you think about it properly, right? If every single playthrough is the same amount of time, that's the same size, they take the exact same amount of time to upload. Maybe. So yesterday I got this, it was crazy, guys, it was crazy. I'm lucky as fuck because I take care of my shit. So my phone's at 40%. There's a power outage. The problem with power outage, like I said in the beginning of the video, which was 5 minutes ago, you don't know when it's gonna come back, right? But all I have to do is survive 4 hours. Because at 4 hours I'm gonna be sleeping, and then by the time I wake up, either my 3 phones are fucking dead, or everything is fine. So then, I put in music. And I put in music and I started to cry. It was nothing nowhere. I'm trying to cry because I feel so shitty. I'm stuck in this place, I'm stuck in this mentality of everything's gonna be finished. Yeah, I thought about it, you know? Not never in the sense of doing it, but I thought about it, right? And I was facing my own demon. Not because they came up, not because they appeared, but because I wasn't able to push them away this time. If you know me, you know that I always have something in my ears. I'm always having some music. I'm on the spectrum for sure. But yeah, it's tough. So yesterday I go in, and the power comes out at 9:15, and I go to sleep at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's about 4 hours and a half, 5 hours. At 1 o'clock in the AM, and this is the first time I fucking felt that. And it was just bad. It was just really bad. It was just really bad. I started listening to music, and when I'm listening to music, I'm able to stop the voices in my head, and I'm just able to enjoy silence. Silence in music. It's always been like that. Even as a kid, I was doing my own work, and my father and his girlfriend were talking when I was doing my homework. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to focus? Like, oh, you don't mind when you have music? Yeah, but the music doesn't. It's not real. It isn't real. There's another person talking to you. There's another person expecting an answer. They're not in the same room as you. I can close my eyes, and guess what? I'm still listening to a fucking band, but guess what? I know that if I open my eyes, there's no band. Isn't that crazy? So I'm able to shut the voice in my head and have complete silence by listening to music, and then the expected to happen. And it was one of the worst that I had. I'm on the sofa, and on the sofa I'm paralyzed because my phone is out there and I don't have music, and I'm thinking about bad stuff, and I don't even know if that's gonna make sense. This is really fucked up shit. I am fully awake. I am fully aware. I am in a position where I cannot move. I'm literally paralyzed. And it is the weirdest feeling because I know my limbs are working. I know my limbs are working. And all I have to do is think. That's it. I cannot do it. I can't do it. And that's what I'm thinking about people. People that hurt me. People with whom I had unfinished drama or unfinished beef. And that's something that's amazing. You know why? Because the people that I've been thinking about are people with whom I had beef years ago. And you see, that's what I was talking about yesterday. About this isolation and this feeling of being alone, but not really being alone, right? You're just in a spot where you're comfortable. Look at the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle. Namaste. It's on the face, mom. Not my choice, but still a good song. Still a good song. What am I gonna be listening to? Oh, Monument. Monument's really good. Let's get the intro. Monday morning and I would kill for a chance to drive far away from here with you, my dear. I'll never leave your side. It's insane how you're able to hear a verse being like, I'm good. And I was thinking about those people that hurt me that was years ago. And that's a good thing because we don't have beef. That's a bad thing because we isolate ourselves, you know? I was thinking about a girl who I had a crush on, and I caught on live another dude, and I never confronted her. Because I'm like, dude, fuck you. Just fuck you, right? You're a piece of shit. Because you know I had emotion for you. You said I had this emotion back for you. You're making sex joke with me. And the next day I'm seeing you live with another dude. Right? So in my head I'm just like, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. But then yesterday, and that's the thing. This for the last time since you be gone. That song good. And when you're doing better, you have this mental clarity, right? And you have this mental clarity, and everything becomes clear. But when you're in a in depression, everything is foggy. That's the dangerous part. That is the dangerous part, where you're half lucid, half not lucid. You're lucid enough to know what's going on, but not lucid enough to do something about it. You're in a constant state of high, and that's gonna get into it. So with the girl, I know that what she did wasn't cool, but then I started being lucid enough to know that I did something wrong. Also, I was like every single day. I was talking to her every single day, and I just disappeared because I was fucked up. Did I make the extra effort to talk to her? No. I wasn't there, and she didn't somebody to be there, and there was another guy to be there. I can't even mad at her, I'm mad at the dude. It's a shit situation. Things weren't handled the way they should have been handled. But at the end of the day, life is life. Game is game. The strong survives if the weak dies. When you hit me up, oh will you bring me down? Or this other girl who were being extremely sexual. And I'd like to say that's her job, but let's say 50-50. Then she mentioned that she's looking for a boyfriend. And I'm like, nah. And then she posts this thirst trap as a story, right? And she posts this thirst trap, where she's half naked, right? To lure people in, right? The way you break, bumping on your face, the way you touch, the way you break. No, the curtain called the die, oh, they all come out alive. It was hard to realize, love's the death, a peace of mind. I may not make. I see lucid. And then, if she's supposed to thirst trap, of course I come running because she's fucking hot. And because we shared some pretty steamy moments. I don't have a hot dog cart, but those moments would be at the part of the cart for a day. If you can tell me what song is this, just by the video clip. Fucking love you. Yeah, a little bit too much of light. It's a possible eclectic attack, I'm sorry. So I had this moment, and then I closed my eyes. Because, don't ask me why, I was looking in my apartment, and I felt afraid. I felt paralyzed, I felt uncomfortable is more of a word, but afraid, but it's uncomfortable. You know? Cut me open and tell me what's inside. Diagnose me, cause I can't keep wondering why. I know it's not a phase, cause it happens all the time. Don't think again, don't tell me what's this sign. I'm holding on, I'll chase what I see. On anyone respond. Avalanche. I feel myself go under, and the weight of it's around. Never stood a chance. I used to be in love. This is Like a Spirits. That's Spirits. One of my favorite album ever. So yeah. And then this morning, the craziest part isn't that. The craziest part isn't that. That's not the scary part. The scary part is today. Now we're good. We're good. I'm listening to music. I'm good. The scary part isn't yesterday. Yesterday was scary as fuck. But somehow, we went to sleep. And somehow we fell asleep. So today when I wake up at like 12 in the morning because I couldn't sleep, I wake up completely normal. Like a night never happened. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a mood to destroy everything and anything. In a good way. I'm motivated to break the world and make the world my bitch. You know? Respectfully, of course. I'm a respectful pimp. I pay you equal hour. Treat you well. You have a vacation week out of the year. And when I hit you, it's because you really, really deserve it. You know? A respectful pimp. So why am I complaining if I woke up and I was feeling good? Well, there's this one little thing that I said. Lucid enough to realize what's going on. not lucid enough to do anything about it. You think you're doing better, and you think you're this amazing person, and you're doing so much better, and you're inspiring because yes, you hit rock bottom, but you got back up from it, right? And then it hits you that you've been, maybe yesterday, maybe you've always been a power outage away from suicidal thoughts, and your brain is so fucked up that you don't know how to fix it. So you're left here praying, not for world peace, not to end world hunger. You're out here praying that you don't miss power. Huh? I think that's where we're gonna end this video, right? Could you agree? Yes, good. As they say in Spanish, buenas tardes, buenas noches. As they say in Romanian, sade bun. As they say in Italian, ciao bella, ciao bello. As they say in French, bonne soirée. As they say in English, a good evening. As they say in Chinese, I don't know. As they say in Japanese, I don't know. So why mention them? Because in 2 weeks, I'll be able to tell you how you say it. You should ramen one day, every day. Love you guys. Peace. Don't blink, it's you buying. We look up the show, guess doing one percent. I'm going to play one down till my head stops spinning. So with life, only my voice down. Now that we established that we're not a nerd, let's talk about nerdy shit. Let's talk about the mobile game that I'm playing. So yesterday we were talking about mobile game, and I was like, you know what? Let's talk about the game that you're playing, the game that caught your attention, and the game that you're enjoying. Now I would like to give a special shout out to Crystal of Aslan, a game that I'm really excited to try. So right now we're playing a couple of games. We're playing She Eternal, we're playing Final Fantasy, we're playing The Tower, we're playing Arc Knight, we're playing The Tower. Yeah, we're playing those 4 games. The Tower, Arc Knight, G Eternal. Holy shit, Final Fantasy. So out of these two games, out of these 4 games, sorry, I'm tired. I'm not gonna do the day, so please bear with me. Thank you. Now the other told now say our words unspoken. See? Almost to a degree where I would have felt bad. So let's go out with classes. Let's go out with the AFK game, which is The Tower, and Final Fantasy. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I feel about them, what it is, a simple plot, a simple description of the game, and why we like it, and why we're playing it. So the first one is The Tower. The Tower is a game that I've been playing for a year. The Tower is this super cool, super friendly, beginner-friendly approach to tower defense. The fun part is, it's not towers, it's a tower. So you build a tower, and you have, every single time, you have very small changes. And the more changes you have, the more you resist, the further you go, the more you unlock stuff, the more you're able to go further, right? Which is cool about the tower is every single 2 weeks you have an event, which is new skin, new power up. They're completely free. You can have the paying version of it, but it's not completely pay for. You don't completely have to pay for it. There's a free part of it. It's fun. It's a great game. It's a game that you can play AFK. The greatest thing about AFK, the Tower, is it's extremely friendly for AFK. So I can stop playing for 1 month and just play when I sleep, and it still do a good job. Or if I'm even luckier, what I'll do is I feel like playing, so I'll take it 1 week, and I'll really pay attention. So for example, we're going challenge higher tier. And I can't go as far. So the plan of the game is the higher you go, the more it's difficult, the more rewarding it is. But you're still able, for example, there's a peak, there's a cap. So for example, right here at tier 9, my cap is 2,000. I could go in tier 1 and go 6,000, and I would make more out of 6,000. The problem with 6,000, the game will take me 12 hours, versus 9 will take me 3-4 hours. And the 9 give me a lot more. So what you could do is you could go see the 10. Okay, I'm ready. But what I'm trying to say is you can play 2 hours, you can play 8 hours, you can play very involved, or you can play AFK. So it's actually quite fun. Pick another song. Let's go with let's go with... Yeah, let's do this one. Let's do this one, my favorite part of the song. Something the Amber, something you know. A day to remember. And here we go. Oh, I was wrong. Maybe I know the song by heart. Or maybe I do know it, and all of it was just such a foolish to busy your mind. Maybe. I reserve my right to feel uncomfortable, reserve my right to be afraid. I make mistake and I am humble every step of the way. I want to be a better person, wanna know the master plan. Cast your stone, cast your judgment, you don't make me who I am. Reserve my right to feel... Oh, this song good. We're gonna change, we're gonna go for a bubble. They're gonna horse. Bubble. Step of the way. I want to be a better perfect, wanna know the master plan. Cast your stone, cast your... That's how I do it, that's bubbles. That is bubbles. With bubbles. Okay, good. I used to listen to this while working out. I know I'm insane. Liquor and whores, cigarettes and dope and mustard and bologna. Liquor and whores. When I was down, was at the Legion. I met a girl. She was funny against the no, they said, hey boy, we should do so, but again. So yeah, so Tower, once again, super cool. The one I like about Tower Mod is we're at a level where we can have 3 playthrough instead harder. It's a bit more micromanagement, but barely. The game will ask you to play for 20 minutes every single day. Just so you can take care of your shit. For 20 minutes, I'm talking 20 minutes because I got 2 playthrough, so you can also be 10 minutes. Great game. The cons of the tower is extremely grindy and it's becoming a bit more pay to win. So the event now have a paywall where you can have the free version of the artifact or the paid version of the artifact. So instead of having 4 relics, you got 2 if you don't pay. The next game, Tower Fantasy, super cool game, super enjoyable, cute little story. You basically do the same thing. You're going as far as possible. You're dying, you get some treasures, you get some item that increase your passive stats, right? There's a system of Rogue, which is Rebirth, which is your allies stay as strong, your skills stay as strong, your weapon becomes 0. So the trick is upgrading your weapon, upgrading your allies, upgrading your skills, going as far as possible, rebirthing, and then the pros. Super cool game, super simple. You can learn it in a couple minutes. You got Shrieking, weapon skin pieces, Awakening Stone, and Diamond. You're gonna have these, and these will stay. These will stay. No matter how many times you rebirth, you'll do it. You'll buy skins, you'll buy ally skins, and they'll make you more powerful. Super simple. Cons, the story is a bit boring. So it's the same story over and over and over again. So basically speaking, you're doing from 1 to 10. You'll have a story. Once you're doing this, you're doing the same thing, the exact same story, from 11 to 20. It's just different princess. What is really good about this game is you can do one-hand gameplay. So you're doing one hand. So I can play Arknight, I can play G Eternal. It doesn't really matter. I'm playing with one hand. So I'm doing 2 gameplay instead of once. And I love that. Arknight, probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tower defense game on mobile. The Arknight is a very complete game. We're talking about almost 900 hours of gameplay, and I said 900 hours, and I meant 922 hours of. That's what they said, right? I don't know. They said at the time to beat. Arknight is really fun because you're Operator. Arknight is extremely fun in the sense that you're Operator have a personality. You can build a team that value on each other. It's really fun. There's a lot of grinding, but the grinding is fun because I can do like 1 full day of 3 hours per week, and I still manage to accomplish a lot. Arknight is very grindy, but with Operator are sweet. They have personality, and it's really fun. I'll be completely honest, the story is good, but not great. The story is good, but the levels are so hard that you'll get stopped. So what you have to do is you have to do chapter by chapters. So do full chapters, but for that, you'll have to wait like a week or 2 weeks in between. It's a bit harder. The pros of Arknight is, once again, the Operator, the long line of Operator. It's a game that's been open for 7 years. So in 7 years, we had some people introduced, which is great. There's a lot of things that are being introduced, which is also great. One of the a bit more of a negative thing is the game feels a bit empty. At times it feels a bit empty. So you'll try to lock the base, it's completely useless. The base, when you start, is really helpful. The base, you'll be able to produce energy, you'll be able to produce cash, you'll be able to produce credit point shop, but very quickly, all you can do with the base, all you can buy with the base is off. I'm 4 chapter out of 25, my base is completely built, right? One bit more negative. The events are kind of hard. The biggest negative point in Arknight, which is the killer of the game, is I'm going to have a team that's really, really strong, right? But then, because there's an event and they have new type of enemies who are more, like for example, I'm more of a melee guy, they'll have an enemy that explodes on impact. So my melee guys are dying. Or they'll have some, they'll have a bunch of guys that have a high defense. My archer won't do shit. That I don't like. Another part that is kind of boring is the story is long. So you'll have an event with story of 40, 50 minutes. It's a bit too much. Finally, we have G Eternal, the best out of the 4, the newest. So it's all the goddamn series. It's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to stop playing. Because I had to do a factory reset on my phone and we lost the playthrough. G Eternal is a way to get a lot of the, fuck. We lost accounts. Why is it so cool? A very good rendering of the series. We're talking a series resume in 13 hours. There's more than 20 series. It's a cool game. It's a fun game. It's fun. You have all the direct Gundam. It's a tactic game, so you play the Gundam. Some of them have better speed. Some of them have a better range of motion, and some of them are stronger. So you have to have your team. The coolest thing you can do is have a guy that doesn't move a lot, that has long range. He's able to get them, and you kind of lure them. The positive, once again, the story is amazing. The positive, there's so much Gundam. The positive, you can build your own Gundam. The positive, you can choose to put in weapon. You can choose who you're upgrading. It's still a gacha game with ultra rare, rare, super rare, and super rare, rare. It's cool. The negative point is it's a bit long. Like, for example, the first series, we didn't like it. So we didn't like the first series. It was long. Now we're reading Seed. We're going through Seed, and Seed is really fucking good. Now we're 1 out of 1. I don't know Gundam. I don't know if I'm going to be liking most of it or barely it. And that's pretty much it. This is the game I'm playing. I'm going to be adding Tower of God, and I'm going to be adding Shin Megami Tensei. And soon, I'm going to be adding Phantom X of Persona. So I'm really, really excited for that. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to part 2 of our Final Fantasy talk. So we're doing a very quick, very special, very cool little talk for the strategy. So Fantasy, we're going further, we're way further. And last time we talked, we bought it 10,000. We're now at 74, 3 weeks in. We're aiming for 250. The game finished at 250. The game finished at 250, so we're more than 25% of the game already finished. It's kind of fun because we're getting more and more diamond. Strategy wise, we're not doing so well because they added princess. So by the time they added princess, I had pretty much all diamond. But so now we have to spend more diamonds in more places. you can just buy the skin before it gets further, but you have to buy the princesses. The princesses will give you more coin. The more coin will be better long term, but they don't upgrade the character. So we're in a place like that. I'm really excited because soon we're gonna be able to do the awakening system, which is a way to get way stronger skin, but way stronger skills. So that's good. Now you have more diamond, and the problem with the diamond is you'll be able to unlock some skills, some better part of the skills. That is so far. So for right now, we're focusing on getting as far as possible. We're doing super strong. We're going super aggressive. We're upgrading our heroes. We're upgrading our weapon until we get to the maximum. Then we're rebirthing. And we're doing so, and that's pretty much it. So we're advancing at a nice pace. Once again, we bought a couple of skins that are really cool. We bought a couple of items out of the tower, the princess escape. That's pretty good. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. I wish it was more stuff, but it's such a simple game. We're having a lot of fun because, technically speaking, the Final Fantasy, I'm able to play one playthrough and I'm able to do another playthrough of another game. So that's really fun. And that's pretty much it. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Cigarettes and dope and... So now, I have the last little 40%. God damn. Ugh. 13. Ugh. 15. Liquor and whore. Cigarettes and mustard and bologna. And liquor and horse. All she phones, batteries are almost dead. Shit.
What's going on over there? You did fine. I think you broke your computer. Hello? Wake up. Because it's better than being a crazy person. What has you to the point where you feel like you need to be a crazy person? I don't know. It's one minute. What you need to
Yeesh, 5 minutes everywhere. In the liquor and horse. Mustard and bologna and liquor and horse. Again, don't link easy wings. It's sweet. It is not too sour. Don't link easy wings.
I noticed that when you're too friendly.
Baby is born. Our mama is pregnant. And that means she has a baby in her belly. You're starting to feel tight squeezes around her tummy cord.
Good. Okay. Ooh. The rest number. What are we supposed to say here? Okay, good. We're very slowly but surely charging. Come on, just connect yourself. Whoa, what is that? Mom, send this. Okay, good. No, dude. Let me call my mom because she's worried about me.
Hello?
Hi, mom.
Hi, Habibi.
How are ya?
Okay, how do you go?
Good days and bad days.
Why?
Well, you know, it's just don't worry about it. It's just a lot. You know, I'm doing better. I'm doing better, but it's still bad days.
But don't worry, Stefan, because
You know, I'm not going to complain, but I was doing so well for 1 week, and then yesterday we had a power outage,
okay,
and then I couldn't do anything, and I started thinking, and you know,
okay. Why didn't you go to your father?
c'est impossible, maman, c'est impossible. Ils arrivent.
Oh shit, le soir.
Yeah,
Oh wow, okay.
you know what I mean. But I've been doing really good. I've been going back. So I had a great idea. All the places I went to work with Bedach,
Where?
you know, back in the days, I went to apply.
Yes.
So I went to apply to every single job.
Okay.
And I've been asking the social worker, and one of the mistakes that I made is when I go to get out a CV, I don't ask them, are you looking for people?
Well, it doesn't matter.
But you know what I mean? A lot of places I went to, maybe they weren't even looking.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I gave your CV this morning.
Good.
I know the girl, okay, so don't worry about it. It takes time because they're very busy.
It's only director of work, ma? There's nothing else?
Well, I told you about the Nathan, there's no...
No. I'm talking about the commission scolaire.
Oui.
It's only director of work, right?
This is like the concierge.
Okay, cool, okay.
Yeah. Puis je t'ai envoyé un website télé-aide si tu as besoin de parler.
Yeah.
Okay, you can talk 24 hours.
Nice. Thank you so much, mom.
Okay, and that's it. So I have to, I want to put you some money in the bank.
Dude, you don't need to, ma. You don't need to. It's still very early. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything is good, ma. Money-wise, it's good. I just got my check for le comment on appelle ça? Le remboursement des taxes.
Okay.
So the
Combien?
600.
Good.
But I know I told you 900. I didn't lie. The thing is, I didn't get the money from the government.
It's okay, Stefan. That's okay.
I got my card, and I want to ask you, would you like to send you a picture?
It's better so I can keep it with me.
So they kept the same picture, but now the expiry date is 2033.
Bravo.
How about you, ma? How are you?
I'm okay. I'm tired a little bit, Stefan. I'm working very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it, Mama. Everything is okay.
But the rest is good, mama?
The one, Mama?
The rest is good?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Bravo.
Okay, Habib, Mama.
Bravo, ma. You know what? I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you, toi.
Pourquoi?
Parce que je t'aime.
Moi aussi, je t'aime beaucoup. I'm sorry if sometimes I'm not talkative. It's just, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You had depression before, you know. Sometimes there's a good day, sometimes there's a bad day.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, just cette semaine, je vais essayer là, like crazy. I went to Café Grillon and I went to Fairview. I was hoping to see you
When did you go to Fairview?
Monday. Not yesterday, the Monday before. I was hoping to see you, but when I saw that they were busy, I'm gonna ask, oh, is Mona here?
No, anyway, it's not that. I'm working in the school board. You're not going to find me.
J'ai appliqué à plein de places. J'ai reçu un appel du cinéma.
Quel cinéma?
Le cinéma Grignon.
Okay.
They asked me for conciergerie.
Okay, and
Well, I said, do you have anything else? Because I don't mind being the janitor, but if you have something more because if I'm being honest, you know, janitor work. If I have to, I will, but I'm a bit ashamed.
Why?
Je sais pas.
Non, il n'y a pas de shame dans le work.
Yep.
It's
So
not.
I asked if they had something else, and they said we'll call you if you have something else. J'ai dit ok, merci beaucoup. C'est le Cinéplex en Grignon. I even went, you're gonna freak out. I even went at Dessources pour appliquer chez Jack Astor, j'ai appliqué chez Ken Tire, chez McDonald's.
No, Jack Astor, forget it because it's very busy.
Okay. And I wanted to apply because when en Grignon, you're not gonna believe, Mama. You're not gonna believe this. I went to en Grignon for the cinéma, and I said, holy shit, I can apply au Cinéplex sur Dessources.
No, it's different.
It's closed.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
I don't know, but
It was there for years.
I know. No.
I was freaking out.
No.
Mais j'ai appliqué au Belle-Province.
Ok.
C'est bon ça, non?
Mais pourquoi il fallait que tu acceptes conciergerie, Stéphane?
I know, man. When I hung up the phone, I said, fuck, I messed up.
Mais pourquoi tu as refusé?
No, I didn't refuse. I said, do you have something else? And then they said, we'll call you if you have something else. I'm a bit ashamed, Mama.
Mais là, dans mon ouvrage, c'est concierge, hein?
Ok.
Je te dis, hein?
Ah.
Ok. Ça fait que ils vont te comme un cours pendant 2 jours, ils vont te payer.
Ok.
Après ça, tu vas aller dans les écoles pour nettoyer.
Is it when the students are going to be there or is it at night?
Non, je lui dis pas de night.
Oh,
Pas de night.
okay.
No.
So the students are there.
Actually, c'est pas student there. C'est vraiment, ils vont te donner like how to do it. C'est vraiment, you know, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Okay. I trust you, Ma. I trust you.
You know what? If you don't find it hard, that's it. But you have to get. Stéphane, il va falloir que tu travailles parce que c'est pas bon.
I trust you. I trust you, Ma.
C'est pas bon pour rester à la maison, Stéphane.
I trust you. Whatever. You know I trust you.
I know.
I trust you a lot.
Est-ce qu'elle n'a pas su comment te passer à Costco?
No.
Pourquoi?
Because her friend that was working there retired. Her friend that was working there, she's retired. You know, Max is almost 60, huh?
I know that.
She wants to take her retirement at 60. And she said, my father still has some good rentes.
Il a quoi?
Il a toujours des bonnes rentes. So even if she retires, it's not a big deal.
Who cares?
So yeah, so I just wanted to call you say, because you were worried. I'm glad you're doing good. Did you work at 2 places today?
No, I didn't work in Home Center, but I worked in the school board. I
Good.
was very busy. Yeah, I was
Good.
very busy.
Yeah, because you had a long weekend.
Yeah, so, and that's it. So I need to, next week, I'm working Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
But j'aimerais ça te voir pour ouvrir un compte.
Yeah.
On va voir comment on va faire.
There's no problem, Ma.
Anyway.
There's less than a problem. You know, Mama, I love you. Even if it's a hard time, I love you.
Stefan, don't worry about it, okay? I'm still alive. Don't worry about it, okay?
I promise you.
Okay.
I promise you, Ma.
Comment ça, tu as trouvé les pilules, la pilule?
I'll be honest with you. I took one yesterday.
And?
Mama, I was seeing shapes.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
I don't know. I was seeing shapes. I was having like vision.
Mais non.
Mama, but it's not vision. But when I close my eyes,
Mhm.
right? When I close my eyes, I was seeing forms.
I don't know, but this is, it's only...
I was seeing forms. I was seeing. So it's not forms per se. But for example, you'll see something is and when you close your eyes, it's like inside your eyes, it's moving.
Anyway, mais ça, c'est juste pour l'anxiété.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna do them too much. I still have 4 left. Today's a good day, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Ma, I'm gonna let you go sleep. I love you. How's your foot?
Not very good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, Ma.
That's okay.
Mama, I had some birthday thanks to you.
What?
I ate like a king thanks to you today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what I did?
What?
I did a spaghetti. You're gonna be so fucking proud of me. I had the spaghetti. I cooked them. I put your sauce, and you know what I added?
What?
Le saucisse.
Ils sont très bons, les saucisses.
Yeah, they were salty as fuck though.
Salty?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm.
Did you have them yourself?
I had one, yeah.
How did you find it?
It's not bad. It's not
Good,
bad.
good. I'm happy that you liked it.
And I didn't forget you. I'm gonna make you the macaroni and cheese.
That's delicious. Did you see the weather? You like the weather? At least last week, some people they go crazy. They say, "Oh, we had a heat wave." But no, I don't think it was a heat wave. Do you think it was a heat wave?
Non, mais cette semaine, il a fait tellement froid, j'ai gelé.
But no, I have it's 13 degrees. It's perfect.
Yeah, well, non, le matin, lorsque je descends tôt pour l'ouvrage, je gèle.
It's 8 degrees, huh?
I know.
You still have your winter coat?
Of course I do.
Tell me something. In the morning, can you always get a place to sit?
No.
Oh, for reals?
Non, parce que je descends en plein lunch hour.
Ah, shit. And when you come back, can you sit?
What, Mama?
When you come back, can you sit down?
Not really.
Oh, that sucks.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, Ma.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Thank you so much for everything, Ma. I'm gonna let you go sleep. I love you. Have a good evening. I'll make sure to tell you. The reason why I texted you 3 times today for the no call is because I don't know where I got this ID. I don't know. I thought you were gonna call right away.
No.
I don't know where. I don't know how I thought that.
No, I give her the CD.
Okay.
But I said to you, whatever, her name is Isabelle.
Diane or Isabelle.
Yeah.
Oh, Diana. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
Diane.
No, Diana.
Diana.
So just answer the phone, please, okay?
I promise you. Mama, you know what you didn't tell me?
What?
the fuck was in the Amazon bag?
The what?
What the fuck was in the Amazon bag?
It was flowers, but it's not good. How much you paid for it?
40.
Okay, shit.
J'ai pris paquet mystère. Amazon.
C'est pas... Non, c'est pas...
You think because so what they do is they'll give you a package that somebody return at a lower price. Why are you telling me that? C'est pas bon?
C'est pas bon parce que c'est tout défait.
Well, I didn't even open the bag.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. But I told you, Stefan, I don't want anything, and you still, I don't want anything, Stefan.
Okay, I'm sorry. You want me to return it?
Mais non, Habibi, comment tu vas retourner ça?
I don't know.
Non.
C'est des fleurs.
Oui,
Je comprends pas.
c'est pas grave. C'est pas la fin du monde.
Can you please send me a picture?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture.
And I'll send you a picture of the la carte.
Okay.
Would you prefer it by text or by email?
It's better by email.
Okay, no problem. Est-ce qu'on part quoi?
Est-ce que ton père a reçu quelque chose pour l'assurance chômage?
No. What was supposed to receive? Was supposed to receive something?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Ah, a paper comme une lettre? No.
Okay.
No. I don't think I'm gonna get paper every month.
Anyway, I paid the first installment.
C'est parfait, ça. I don't think he's gonna receive anything. You know, he hasn't even talked about it. Even this weekend, he said, hey, pourquoi tu es pas avec nous?
Quoi? Il a dit quoi?
Last weekend?
Yeah.
He told me, pourquoi tu es pas avec nous? J'ai dit, okay.
Okay.
So I went to his house, and then we get in the car. I said, where are we going? I said, on va manger. And then we go to my uncle's. But honestly, it was nice to see Louis Samuel.
C'est sûr, c'est sûr, certain, tu as des cousins. Il faut que tu sortes un peu, Stéphane.
I know. Would you believe me if I tell you I didn't see Samuel and Louis in plus 10 years?
I know.
I didn't see them since the apartment. I didn't see Patricia, but sometimes when I call my father, you can hear her in the background. Because she's always screaming.
Okay.
En tout cas, qu'est-ce que je vais faire? Ma,
Oui.
I had some delicious. Do you like popcorn? I know you like popcorn.
Yeah.
I had, say, Orville Red and Backer. I had sweet and salty.
I think I got you that, right?
No, you got me Smart Pop and normal.
Okay.
The sweet and salty, I don't know if you were gonna like it, but you should try it.
Okay.
En tout cas, qu'est-ce que tu manges aujourd'hui?
J'ai mangé du riz avec du poulet.
Ooh, healthy and nice. Wow. What do you do for rice? Did you do basmati or you did white?
Moi, j'adore le basmati. Toujours le basmati.
Well, you don't do white rice anymore?
Yes, I do.
But less often than basmati.
Yeah.
Why do you prefer the basmati?
Parce que c'est plus léger.
Oh yeah? It's healthier?
It's not healthier, but I like basmati more.
You think the riz sauvage is healthier?
Of course, yeah.
Mais c'est pas très bon, man.
Je ne sais même pas comment le cuisiner.
Yeah, the rice cooker should be okay.
Yeah.
En tout cas, have a good evening, man. Bonne nuit. Fais des beaux rêves.
Est-ce que tu as mis tout ce que je t'ai envoyé?
Like a dream.
Okay.
I had to pinch myself 4 times. La salade aux œufs, I'm gonna be honest, la salade aux œufs, I made a little mistake, but the rest was amazing. The salade aux œufs, I had one, it wasn't enough.
What's that?
Le sandwich aux œufs, pardon.
Okay, oui.
And it wasn't enough, I opened the second bag, and then I ate too much. But the eggs were amazing, the saucisson, they were amazing. The saucisson, I'll be completely honest, raw, it's a bit too salty, cooked, it's amazing.
Okay, I never tried it cooked.
Cooked, c'est mieux.
Okay.
But when you say cook, you don't cook it in the microwave, you cook it on la poêle.
Okay, mais fais attention au feu, Stéphane. Hein?
Don't worry about it, I'm a professional poêle cooker.
Parfait, ça.
Your son is the best. And then, I'll be honest, I didn't taste the protein bar yet. I really want to keep them for work, or I really want to keep them for when I'm working out, because I know these little pieces of shit, they're super expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. So I want to keep them for occasions, like when you have a bottle of wine. You don't drink it every day, but when you have parties or you have guests over, say, hey, I got you a little something nice.
Okay, dis-moi quelque chose. Le pain, c'est correct?
Oh, c'est parfait. You know what? I don't know if I prefer Gadwa or Palm. I don't know.
Je sais pas. Tu dois me dire comme ça.
No, I don't know which one I prefer. C'est pas mal pareil, hein?
Non.
C'est pas mal pareil, maman.
Oui, pas mal. Oui.
Because it's too white bread.
Dis-moi quelque chose. Tu as aimé les croutons?
Pardon? Oui, the Swiss stick. Yeah. I had these before, but these you don't eat them with a salad. You eat them like a snack.
What's that?
Les Parmesan cheese garlic Swiss sticks.
Non. Moi, je te dis les croutons que je t'ai apporté. J'ai gardé un et toi un.
La tartinade? Hey. I'm gonna be frank, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. If you want to do that, you do it pâté, not in cooking. It's not as bad. It's just not something I didn't like. So you know when you go to a place and they have this, and like, oh, okay, that's nice. It's not like, oh my god, wow. But I'm still grateful. Do you really like those? Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. You know what is good. If you want to look for something like that, look for pâté. I mean, it depends. It depends on the flavor. I can't tell you. It depends on the flavor. Some of them, like some of them, the pepper, the black pepper. If I eat that, you crunch on black pepper. No, it's disgusting. There's corn in there. Corn and black pepper. Strong. It's strong. No, I don't like it. Don't worry about it. I got enough food for an army. What else? You got me so much. You got me the chocolate. You got me the eggs. You got me the sandwich stuff. You got me the protein bar. You got me the Swiss stick. You got me what else? The bread. And you got me what else? and cheese. I think it's perfect, Mom. All I'm saying is just because I'll be honest. You know when you brought me the pepperoni fromage out of that milk, I didn't remember if you made me that when I was at your house. When I tasted it, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I remember. Can I be honest? I prefer this to Bechamel. No, I like it. I have a choice. Bechamel is really good. Bechamel is really good. It's just, you know, Bechamel, the only thing is, it's good to know that when you eat too much of it, c'est bizarre. C'est très riche. C'est très riche. And that's pretty much it. What did you do yesterday during your day off? Wow. Party. Last day was like a cake. Oh no. You know, they were talking about it, huh? And the trick is, there's something else that wasn't. Would you like possibly cellule souche? Cellule souche? It's not a treatment for joints that hurt. Cellule souche. Yeah, what about me about it? He said I feel 5 years younger. 5 years. It's so old fuck. Yeah, Mom. I feel 62 again. Wow. I feel 62. Wow. I have a tea. Ciao. Oui. Mama, I have bad news. J'ai brisé tous mes cheveux. Well, before I take care of them, beaucoup de pain brisé. Well, I do. No, I promise I do. Okay. Make the pain brisé, you can't do miracle. Of course. With me, before what I would do is I would just wash my hair. But I didn't wash my hair every single day because it's all nutrition. C'est pas bon ça. Well, I want to be good. I want to be present for So you see Samuel and Louis, they're already balding, both of them. They're balding. Louis is a bit more. Louis is weird because Louis is from the front and Samuel is from the top. So I don't know. Anyways, my house. Mama, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you sleep. It's late.
Okay, Habibi.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'll make sure to listen to the call for Diana and Isabel.
C'est ça.
Diana.
Diana,
Do I know them?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no big deal, Mama.
Okay, Habibi.
Have a lovely evening.
You too, Mama.
Je t'aime, Mama. Merci pour le coup de fil et merci pour le texte. If needed, I'll call them.
Okay, Mama. Okay.
I told my father, Papa, j'ai pas d'électricité. Et il s'était pas génératrice.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay,
Ciao, Ma.
Habibi. Bye, Habibi.
Bye. Surrender yourself to me. She read a book from across the street. Never meet. Talk over coffee for an hour or two. Wonder why I'm always in a good mood. Killing time before she struts her stuff. She needs support and I become the crutch. She'll never know how much she means to me. Do 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 do.
Contract. And that would
It's all. It's all. Tu cherches de la soupe remplir ton estomac. T'es tanné d'avoir un creux, de manger un peu partout, puis ça bouffe pas. Viens-t'en, suis-moi. Je vais une place, il y a des personnes. Fait que je me suis rendu au restaurant Nacho, viens voir avec moi. Voici, sur le site, leur petit menu, Nacho, taco, quesadilla, burrito, un peu de tout pour les gourmands comme moi. Quand t'arrives, c'est comme un bar, tu remplis tes aliments comme un pot sabot. Mélange de sauces. Ici, on a leur contour de légumes, une bonne variété. Et voici un petit menu enfant, taco, qui a de l'air excellent. Petit accompagnement. Tu cherches de la soupe remplir ton... What's up, gang? What's up, gang? Gang, on t'aime, what?
baby is.
Elle va le payer.
Je voulais faire une vidéo pour les gros BS qui aiment ça, messieurs. Je voulais faire une vidéo pour les haters. Je veux publier des vidéos pour que vous puissiez vous défouler, vous. Hein? Pour les STBS qui aiment ça commenter de la merde, puis publier de la merde. Mais pour les gens qui me suivent en retour, et qui vont me suivre, et qui like mes vidéos, qui mettent du contenu positif, hein? Puis qui disent des commentaires positifs, ceux-là vont pouvoir voir toutes mes vidéos. Mais vu que vous autres, vous êtes des merdes, que vous aimez ça dire de la merde, cette vidéo-là, là, elle va être accessible juste pour vous autres. Je vais faire des vidéos de merde pour vous autres, parce que vous êtes des merdes. Fait que vous pourriez dire de la merde dans ces vidéos-là, comme vous voulez. Pas pire, hein? J'ai un grand cœur. Je pense même aux merdes de ce monde. C'est pas pire, pareil, hein? Fait qu'il va y avoir des vidéos accessibles pour les gros... Je voulais faire une vidéo pour les gros BS qui aiment ça m'insulter dans mes vidéos, hein? Mais sachez que vos commentaires vont être supprimés. Ben ouais. J'en ai rien à chier de vous autres. J'en ai rien à chier. Mais mes lives vont être consacrés pour le positif. Mais ceux-là qui vont vouloir me dire de la merde, je vais les faire monter. Tu vois, je vais pas les muter. Mais mec, que je sois tanné, là. On va se donner rendez-vous. Puis on va se parler dans le blanc des yeux. Moi, j'ai déjà pensé proche d'avoir un casier judiciaire.
Oui.
Ouais. Mais si jamais on se rencontre, je vais me laisser aller. Puis ma carrière, c'est le résultat. Là-dessus. Bonne journée.
You good, bro? You good, bro?
Je vais faire une vidéo. Je vais faire une vidéo pour les haters. Je vais faire une vidéo.
Titouan? Titouan? Titouan?
Rentier d'occasion, 17 repas seulement.
I was talking to you about...
Je t'ai appris cette semaine.
Qu'est-ce que tu regardes? I was talking...
Salut mon Max, pourquoi que le monde like tout le temps sur la vidéo? Like tout le temps, genre j'en ai quasiment 20 vidéos, like tout le temps, écrit commentaire, rien. Like tout le temps, même pas écouter au complet ma vidéo, à chaque vidéo. Donc, tu sais, c'est pas méchant. Tu sais, à un moment donné, dans la vie, là, sur TikTok, là, écoute la vidéo au complet. Donc, c'est pas pour rien. C'est mieux d'en prendre le mot de respect. Écoute la vidéo au complet avant de liker. C'est pas pour rien. Fait que j'ai passé. Bonne fin d'après-midi. Faites à vous autres. Bye bye. Salut mon Max, pourquoi que le monde like tout le temps sur la vidéo? Like tout le temps, genre j'en ai quasiment 20 vidéos, like tout le temps, écrit commentaire, rien. Like tout le temps, même pas.
I was talking to you about... I'm scared.
Ce que t'as appris cette semaine.
Fantastic. You know, we need. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought, do you know that guy? His profile picture is me. I just thought, how did he get the pictures when you click someone who's account? We just screenshot it. I got scared. I went from so. Oh.
You're small. Ben. Open the door, guys.
Il a dit bien sûr, il y a une blonde.
Back, Brendan. I'm hungry.
Fun, puis des fous rires. Les autres, vous êtes là, en train de me regarder, vous êtes 14. C'est quoi, vous voulez pas rien à soi? Il y a personne là, qui va vous donner quoi de spécial à soi? Il y a personne. À part moi. Parce que moi, je suis down. Et même si tu me donnes juste des petits cadeaux, juste comme continue d'en donner, puis ça va me donner le goût, tu comprends? Je suis pas là pour quitter, je suis là pour essayer de te donner un show, tu comprends? Quand tu vas chez Mike Ward, là, à son show, t'as payé genre peut-être comme 4.
Can I give you 1K?
Wow, music.
Allez tapoter de son bord, on va faire activer un peu toutes les affaires. On va donner de la force à la ceinture à la mérite. Puis à donnez-vous aussi. On va donner du love à ceux qui me spottent. Et chaque coup vous donnez, là, allez donner l'autre part aussi, ceux qui m'aiment bien. À 39 de diamant, elle mérite beaucoup de respect, gang. Tapotez ça.
Sheesh, I am far dog.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Follow me, Annabelle Latin. Follow me.
No.
Follow me one.
Follow me, Latina.
No.
You gotta know.
Ah, oui, oui.
You gotta know.
I'm not following you if you not follow me. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I know you said.
Que quoi, non? Elle veut pas me follower.
It's good. It's good.
Elle miel, en plus. Elle veut faire ça comme oui. Elle a fait Latina.
Tabernacle, Pépite, s'il te plaît, tu peux retourner boire des bières et taper de la chou, s'il te plaît, au lieu de parler sur mon live. Vas-y, Match Pépette. Bouge là. Parle avec moi, allez. Bah, elle est boire des bières et taper de la chou, ça parle avec moi.
Latina. C'est ça qu'elle fait. Attention. Ah, ça, c'est dingue.
C'est mon ami.
Elle a l'air maline pour ça. Elle est petites noix, elles ont
Non,
tout
Match avec moi. Je m'en vais. Non, mais elle, je la connais, là. Elle est là, elle a les dents cassées, elle a 40 ans, la meuf, elle est là, elle boit de la bière tous les soirs, elle tape de la chou, fait parler avec moi. S'il vous plaît, quoi.
S'il vous plaît, quoi.
S'il vous plaît.
Je jure qu'elle va être chill, mais qu'elle parle d'ici. Je pensais te dire. Hey, bonne nuit.
Dans un stationnement, mon gars. Mon gars.
Ah, Gordon, il est bon.
Ouais.
Parce que les breakers.
Ouais, ah oui, non, ça m'est jamais arrivé.
Parce que sinon, Gordon. Ah, lui, il est We got it in. I'll send her an email. Merci, Audrey. Oh, respect, gang, on peut s'abonner à Audrey. Vous m'avez écouté? Vous l'avez dit, hein, ça a bien fort. Avant. Wow!
Ouais, tu peux me la trouver essayer. Ok, la bulle numéro 2, tout est x2 pour toi.
Je sais pas c'est qui est chauve, je sais pas de qui tu parles non plus, qu'il faut Ricky.
Yeah. You guys are making me feel fucking like $1 million. I love it.
Our concert.
Snatched. Look like you looking so snatched. I was there for you in your darkest time. But I wonder where'd you go when I was at my worst on my knees. Choo 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 choo. I couldn't wait for you at the bottom. I couldn't wait for you. Wait for you. Mike Sharona. Fuck.
Lorsque vous décidez de vous lancer dans ce genre de jeu, ce genre de plaisir, ce genre d'expérience. Hey, regardez comme c'était dans un boîte que les jeux commencent. Nintendo Switch 2, tous ensemble, n'importe où, n'importe quand.
Well, let's welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day today. We got breaking news today because Rosemary Vega launched an OnlyFans and Vega is subscribed. Why? Because she's his best view.
You're my best view.
Vega and Rose are one of the most popular couples to be on 90 Day Fiancé, and the reason why is because he was a little cringe lord, and a lot of fans felt bad for Rose because of her situation, especially financially, to even entertain her. It speaks for itself. She was down.
Oh my god, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
This right here is a video that Rose posted on Instagram showing that Vega had subscribed to her OnlyFans. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I know you can block customers on OnlyFans, so I am surprised that she chose to out him instead of just blocking him. Makes me question whether they use each other for the promotion of her OnlyFans, because Vega is the kind of person where even if it's negative publicity, he still wants the publicity.
This is very important. You're supposed to be taking it serious.
That mayonnaise makes it smoother and less dry. She booked her flight and left me the next morning all by myself.
Santos commented on this video, haven't you gotten like all your recognition because of him in that show? But you know what I found on him to this day? Oh wow, this Trigger Rosie guy, she responded, are you sure about this, man? There's nothing wrong with what Santos said. There's actually a lot of truth there. And here's the problem. When you handle criticism in this kind of way, it tells the audience that you care more than you really should. Because it's true that you and Ed both had a lot to gain from going on the show 90 Day Fiancé. Now it's also true, and I mentioned this in my long video about Ed Rose on my channel, it's impressive that she was able to capitalize on the 90 Day watchers and redirect a lot of that traffic towards her own YouTube channel. Rose's first couple videos were her best in my opinion because it was wholesome content that answered a lot of questions that fans had from her season with Ed. For example, uploading a video about life and what it's like living with her dad on the piggy farm. That was a fascinating video for the 90 Day audience because we got to see what it's really like living on a piggy farm in the Philippines without TLC there to instigate drama or whatever else. There are countless 90 Day Fiancé fans that watch this show to see a whole bunch of different travel destinations that we may never travel to. You know, it's interesting to watch an American enter a relationship with a foreigner and then go over there, bring them to America, and try to work things out despite the cultural differences. As we all know, it's not first impression counter, and it's not very passionate or romantic to appear like melted ice cream on your date with your international baddie and smell like a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at GameStop. And fun fact, this month I was trying to level up my income points with the help of Stepford. My favorite cologne that I've received from them is Mind Games by Mentor. Let me get these phrases this real quick. Gotta get the wrist. My other favorite cologne that I received from Stepford is Your Flame by Versace. Stepford is a fragrance subscription service that helps you discover luxury designer fragrances without committing to a full bottle right away. They have hundreds of scents from top brands, so you can customize your fragrance journey every single month. Each file is a generous 30-day supply, so you have plenty of time to see if it matches your vibe. So if you're interested in exploring new scents and elevating your fragrance game, you can get 55% off your first month with Stepford by using the code YourWetSock2 or scanning the QR code on screen. How dope is this, you guys? You get to try your first fragrance from Stepford for only $8, and your next month it will only be $16.95. That's over half off. Remember, it's YourWetSock2 for 55% off. Discover how the right fragrance can make a lasting impression, unlike these dog water creatures on this TV show. Now let's get back to our review. You guys have been broken up for a long time. It's been a lot of years since. She could have just as easily blocked Ed and not said anything about it publicly, but she used this in order to promote her OnlyFans. And then the next video is her using the sound clip, I like the view, you're my best view. That is a famous sound clip from their season together.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. The responses to Spanto's comment from angry fans is hilarious because they're saying a bunch of irrelevant things like Ed dates women that are his daughter's age. He deserves to be clowned on. He's a creep. We all know that Ed is a creep, buddy. The reason why Rose got a comment like this in the first place is because she didn't need to speak about it publicly. We have zero confirmation this was actually Ed. Rose didn't show the ad. Customers on OnlyFans can go by any name they want. It's very possible this could not be the real Big Ed. Now, it is worth mentioning today I did half-ass stalk Big Ed on his Instagram account, and from what I've seen, he didn't post anything about the subscribing to Rose's OnlyFans debacle. I need to see evidence. Either way, though, Rose and Ed were on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Day Season 4, which came out back in year 2020. 5 years later, and she's outing her ex to promote her OnlyFans. In what universe is that a good look?
Got your ass. You want to be Big Ed's best view? It's pretty easy. You just need a chicken head. No, you need to call my buddy Sosh. Okay, he's at the Whale's Tail. Or don't call, just go in. They're hiring the Whale's Tail in the Hamptons. And I'm going to be out there for the grand opening, so I'll see everybody there with my shirt off. I mean on. Take care.
Big Ed's entire brand is being a cringe lord, and it doesn't mean that Rose has to stoop to his level to get views, and if fans point that out, it doesn't make them haters. Just because Rose is a likable cast member, it doesn't mean that she needs to be protected from brutal honesty. It's actually the opposite. She needs people to tell her the truth and show up. Since the show aired, Rose has become a public figure known around the world, and you have to consider the negative consequences her launching this OnlyFans will have on her son, Prince. You guys, come on. Rose Vega After Dark, can we talk about how uncomfortable she looks in this photo? It looks like she's getting trafficked. I hate to go there, but if those are the kind of photos that she's selling on her OnlyFans for $24.99, I don't think that's the route to go. I noticed, especially after watching The Last Resort Season 2, TLC has become really political. It seems like the network wants to produce these TLC shows to be more to abuse stem cells without morals that go out of their way to defend every immoral life choice a cast member makes. It's actually to the point where I've received a lot of DMs from a couple stocks thanking me for posting the videos I did about the tell-all, even though it was emotionally draining to watch at times. I see comments like, Rose can do whatever she wants with her body, she's an adult, earn your money however you want, sis, get your bag. Which I get that perspective. I used to have that same opinion when I was around 12 or 13 years old, but here's the thing, her life decisions don't just involve her, they involve her family, they involve her reputation, they involve her son. And that's what's important about it, because the real victims of these NPC's life decisions are the children.
Bye, Prince, give me your okay. Okay. I know you miss your mommy.
For years, OnlyFans has been launching campaign after campaign, trying to shift the public opinion with regards to the kind of content that's posted on the platform. But the fact of the matter is, when you hear someone is an OnlyFans creator, at first it's natural to assume they are posting nude pictures or videos. 11-year-old me was playing Halo, watching the Boondocks, making people tilt on a daily basis. Luckily, OnlyFans wasn't around back then, because off rip, my take would be, dude, your mom's a slut. Hopefully you find a cure for that or whatever. Does she sell feet pics or full-on butthole? Not to mention, how many women have we heard about that have started OnlyFans under this disguise of I'm only going to be posting some lingerie photos? It's very similar to me in a bikini. Yeah, once the horny customers start requesting more and more lewd, provocative shit, a lot of them hate. So I would hate to see it get to the point where Rose is showing everything, and then her kid has to deal with that at school. Next thing you know, you got some shithead teenagers talking after school saying things like, hey Ben, you want to see a picture of Philip's mom's butthole? I copped that flick yesterday for $1.50.
Dude, what the frick? The last time I checked, her butthole pics were $3.
Facts, but she's running a promotion this month, actually. Everything's half off. Some of you might find what I just said to be extreme. However, no one knows where the OnlyFans rabbit hole can lead you when you are financially down bad and desperate for cash.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I'm just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
From what I'm reading, these kinds of scenarios are what Rose's fans are fearful of, and it doesn't make them haters to be concerned about a content creator that they care about. If anything, from my perspective, the casuals that are telling Rose to get her coin and disregard what fans think are her biggest ops. Some people want to feel better about their piss-poor life decisions by advising others to also make terrible life decisions, and you know what? That's really selfish, especially because Rose has already proven her talent multiple times on YouTube.
When locked in a stare down with Mighty Mother Nature, some willed, but others refuse to yield to her extraordinary power. They are the ones who will step up and do the thing when everyone else would really rather not. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Sleeping, real ones know.
She doesn't need to go this route. It's like bad news after bad news. I just read this article stating that Rose is currently not in an optimal place financially. In addition, she posted a very odd promotional video on her Instagram and mentioned that she is currently single, meaning her and Greg broke up, which is really sad. Clearly, she's feeling financial pressure from the way she's moving, and my advice is don't act in an uncharacteristic way when people originally rocked with you because you held yourself to a high standard. Because honestly, if Rose just sat down and explained her situation in a YouTube video, I guarantee her audience would show up for her. This seems very rushed on Rose's part, and I'm sure she's feeling that pressure. She's broken up about the breakup. I'm hopeful that she takes a step back and weighs the pros and cons of this decision before diving deeper down the rabbit hole. She could easily make a lot more on YouTube if she just put more effort in the content creation process. Look at the difference in thumbnails from when she started creating on YouTube to present day. The title of this video is My First Boyfriend, and the thumbnail is a picture of her forehead. Rose, you're better than this. I'm gonna go on the record here and say if Rose uploaded a vlog over 20 minutes long, trying street food in Manila with a decent thumbnail, that video would perform really well. Hey love, you like the view? I want to personally thank you for joining me on this crazy and exciting journey. As you know, I've been on TV, I've been on social media for the past several years, but I have never done anything like this. Honestly, I feel more confident and more sexy than ever, and I I want to share that side with you. I can't with the emojis. I'll be posting daily spicy content to my feed here to chat with you personally whenever you are bored or feeling adventurous, and sending out exclusive content that might surprise you. Drop me a comment or a message. I'd love to get to know you better and show you the real side of me. I might also send a picture to make sure I'm your best view today. Kissy emoji. XOXO Rose Vega kissy emoji. Rose's bio on OnlyFans reads: Rose Vega, reality TV alum, island daydreamer, confidence coach, running every post, pic, and DM myself. No agencies, no assistants. This is where filters drop and real combo begins. Dive into daily diaries, lingerie pulls, and spur of the moment lives. Have a question? Slide in. I answer every message. Ready to discover me in ways Instagram could never show? Let's chat. Kissy emoji. I could definitely see Big Ed throwing $24.99 Rose's way out of curiosity. Plus, he's always been insanely attracted to her. Hell, I mean, he was even reaching out to Rose while he was in a committed relationship with Liz. Now that Rose and Brett broke up, who knows? Maybe he sees this as a chance to slide. I'm not sure if IRL evil Mike Wazowski is capable of feeling guilt, but if it is, he could also be trying to right the wrongs that he committed in the past. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm just waiting to see confirmation that was actually Ed that subscribed to our OnlyFans. Could I see this horny little guy simping on OnlyFans? Absolutely. But would he use his TLC stage name? I don't know. I get he's narcissistic, but even that might be too bold to play for Edward. And a big thanks again to Setberg for sponsoring today's video. Remember to use your Wet Sock 2 or scan my QR code to get 55% off your first month. Wow, what a riveting read that was. Socks, let me know in the comments what you think about this Big Ed and Rose Vega clinch. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment below, subscribe.
Joshua Faye Saunders, aka King Cobra JFS, was born to parents Clint and Laura. Clinton Dean Saunders was born on the 15th of September 1969 in Casper, Wyoming, to parents Alan and Sandy. Josh's biological mother's name is Laura Devian Goodrow, born February 1971, and is believed to be from Cheyenne. She graduated from Wheatland High School in Wyoming. Clint was diagnosed with ADHD, and his parents were very strict with him. According to Josh, they were strict with him because they thought it was their fault that Clint had ADHD. Clint went to Natrona High School in Casper, Wyoming, and had a passion for gymnastics. Clint was named the top male gymnast in high school before graduating in 1987. Clint said he'd always wanted to be an artist since he was in grade school, but didn't display any particular talent at the time. Clint remembers a time when he drew a picture of a man playing by a pool and called it his masterpiece. In junior and senior high, Clint got D's in his art classes and became very frustrated, but didn't give up. He ended up going to college, getting low grades again, but said his main interest was gymnastics. Sadly, Clint got injured and couldn't compete professionally. According to Josh, one of Clint's first jobs was a vacuum cleaner salesman, and he even attended a class that taught him how to vacuum properly so he could be a better salesman. Clint went back to college at the age of 21 and took night classes at Casper College in photography. He knew when he first held a camera that it was his destiny to become a photographer. He said he became interested in photo montage after seeing a poster by artist Jerry Ulsman in his instructor's office. Clint asked his instructor how to create photo montage art, but his instructor said it was too advanced for his course, Introduction to Photography. Clint ignored his tutor and began spending 20 to 30 hours a week trying to develop photo montage skills. However, he would end up quitting the photography course, feeling that art and photography were just better as hobbies and not career paths. Josh's parents met in Casper, Wyoming, and got married between December 14th and the 21st, 1990. As you can see from this newspaper article, Josh's mother was mistakenly named Laurel. Joshua Faye Saunders was born March 26, 1991, in Casper, Wyoming, at the Wyoming Medical Center. Josh was born with underdeveloped lungs and was placed in an incubator. Josh's parents were very young, only 20 and 21 years old at the time. When Josh was a child, apparently Laura did not breastfeed him and instead opted to feed him formula. Josh claimed that he had a bad reaction to this formula, and it allegedly made him bleed from his rectum. At this time, Clint was working at a convenience store and later claimed he was only earning $3 an hour. Clint shared a small apartment with Laura and Josh. Clint owned a '66 Mustang since the age of 15 that he had restored. Unfortunately, he totaled his car by crashing it into a deer, but ended up selling it to help pay for Josh's medical bills. Josh's parents ended up getting divorced in 1992 or 93. Josh described his biological mother as being crazy, possibly suffering from a mental illness, and said that Clint had to fight for custody of Josh. Josh often spoke about the custody battle between his parents, and said that his mum would take him to church every time they had visitation with her. Josh said that his biological mother's family were tight-knit Christians. Sometime after their divorce, Clint was forced to move to Miles City, Montana, to share custody of Josh, because Laura's parents lived in Billings, Montana. Josh recalled the time when his dad took him to see some family members around Christmas, but the trip was cut short when Laura fraudulently called the police on Clint. Laura attempted to maintain a relationship with Josh throughout his life by sending him clothes and candy, but Josh hated it and developed a deep-seated contempt for her as the years passed. Around this time, Clint started his own gymnastics training business and claimed to have several branches in Montana for around 7 years. While in Miles City, Montana, Clint coached in a club called Rhino Gymnastics for Kids in Miles City and Glendive, Montana. The club was apparently named after Clint's favorite animal, a rhino. Clint and one of his gymnastics teams went on to compete in the United States of America Gymnastics Junior Olympics. Clint rented a space for his gymnastics class in a church, which boasted a bell tower that Josh became enamored with. This could possibly be the origin of what would become a lifelong obsession for Josh. Josh said that he was always obsessed with bell towers, and said that he grew up watching Disney films like The Hunchback of Notre Dame and studied Big Ben, the famous clock tower in London, England. Around 1993, Josh began kindergarten.
When Josh was 3 years old, he said he became fascinated with tobacco pipes after seeing the cartoon character Roger smoke one in the 1961 children's cartoon animation 101 Dalmatians. Josh also claimed that his passion for music started around this age. One of Josh's fondest memories of kindergarten was going to a park in Miles City, Montana, called the Triangle Park, and looking at the church bells of Sacred Heart Catholic Church. Josh claimed he was speaking at a 5th grade level at this point, and said he didn't fit in socially with the other students, because they were just learning their ABCs, and he felt he was intellectually superior. However, Josh was held back a year due to a lack of social skills required to complete kindergarten. Josh said that this made him feel stupid for a long time, until his dad later assured him that it was his Asperger's syndrome that held him back in kindergarten. Sometime before 1995, Clint gained sole custody of Josh. Throughout his childhood, Josh's family knew something was up with him and said that he was different from other children. Clint took him from doctor to doctor, and Josh was put on several medications including Strattera and ADHD, and Zoloft, an antidepressant, to try and improve his behaviour before he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome in 2004 when he was 13 years old, and he was also sent to counsellors. To better understand Josh's mental health,